break off into a bit of a huddle, minus their captain away to the right-hand side. Let's see what's happening here.
They remember the TV show. I just recognise the name Michael Nottingham. I think it was from. Was he one of the Salford?
He scored the goal. One of the goals down at
big header.
Yeah, down at Brackley.
Yeah,
former Salford City player.
Decent player, so he's one to watch, no doubt.
Well, both teams will be kicking towards their respective sets of fans in the second half. So York City will be kicking towards the virtually empty north stand in this first half. Brackley towards the packed south stand. Yorkie there behind the goal away to my left-hand side, trying to ramp up the level. The drum is here today. That's been causing a bit of a consternation on Red and Blue and on social media in the last few days. But the drummer is here. He's banging away at his drum. It'll be Brackley that get the game underway. Harrison Males in his all-purple kit today. York City in their traditional home colours, the red shirt, blue shorts, white socks. Brackley all yellow with a black thin diagonal black stripes across their shirt. Early kick-off today. Big derby down, well, the Surrey Hampshire derby between Woking and Aldershot. Woking beating Aldershot by 3-2. And this game is now underway. Brackley play immediately back to their goalkeeper, Johnny Maxted. He goes long down the right-hand side. It's headed in field by Brackley, and Hunt clears for York City back to halfway. And Morrison will let that go into touch for a Brackley throw-in just over halfway. You're listening to BBC Radio York and BBC Radio Oxford on this Saturday afternoon, and there's a cracking atmosphere inside the LNER.
And it's just, yeah, it is. You know, this is what we want. We want the atmosphere. The sun is shining. If York City get off to a big quick start here, David, I'd fear for Brackley. I really would.
And there's a foul being committed over there on Alex Newby, who just holds the back of his neck, gives it a bit of a rub. He's going to be all right. He gets up to his feet, and York City will have a free kick in the left-back position, the far side of the field. The fourth officials just realised there's a bottle of Lucozade on the pitch down here, so he's just had a little jog down the touchline, encroaches 2 or 3 yards onto the pitch and takes it off. City get play back underway, and it's spread across to Malachi Fagan-Walcott on this right-hand side. He'll come forward over halfway, gives it to Jeff King. King goes back to Boateng. Brackley, everyone back behind the ball as you'd expect in the early stages of this game. And Boateng will have to try and make the running here for York City. Across it goes to Kitchen on the left-hand side. Kitchen will come over halfway. No pressing from the Brackley striker there.
This is where, and the fans are reacting straight away, David. You'll need an atmosphere today because this Brackley side are set up not to lose. You can see that right now. They're not pressing City's defence. They're saying, come and get through us if you can, which can be dangerous, obviously. But Brackley are well set up, well organised. They have come here for a draw at best.
Kitchen to Newby. Newby back to Johnson on halfway. Everyone inside the half that York City are attacking here, apart from Harrison Male. Fagan-Walcott to this right-hand side to King. City need to move it a little bit faster maybe than they're doing at the minute as they knock it around at the back. Zach Johnson, been superb for York City since coming into the starting lineups. Started in the last 16 games of Zach Johnson on loan from Sunderland. No, York City would love to keep him next season. Something to keep an eye out over the summer. Johnson gets it again. Gives it to Boateng once more. Again, there's complete lack of pressing here from Brackley.
Yeah, they're not going to, David. They're going to sit in, and you know, you can't blame them. They've come with a plan. It's up to City to upset that plan.
Newby on the left-hand side, just outside the penalty area. Gives it to Kitchen. Kitchen will go back to Boateng. City centre-backs, either side here.
Well, this is where
Kitchen and Malachi are going to spend a lot of time in the final third if this continues.
This could be where Malachi's, you know, the danger he brings from an attacking threat.
Hunt, nice ball from him to King on this near side. King comes in field, got Banks behind him. King to the edge of the penalty area, then goes back to Hunt. Hunt will spread it across the left-hand side to Kitchen. Kitchen to Newby. Newby comes in field. Little give and go with Boateng at the edge of the area. Intercepted though by a Brackley man, but City will pick up the bits and pieces once more as it goes back to halfway to Hunt. Now to Johnson. Johnson to Boateng. Boateng to Hunt. They're going to have a lot of the ball as well, you would have thought. Alex Hunt and Hiram Boateng. Now Kitchen on the left-hand side gets past the first man. Then he's fronted up by another Brackley Town man, and City will win a corner kick as he attempts to put the cross in. Zach Brown deflects it behind. First corner of the game. 3.5 minutes gone and it goes to York City.
Yeah, good opportunity for City to, you know, you don't need to break through 2 banks of 4 here from a set piece. Put a good ball in, attack it, and you negate all of that. The
goalkeeping coach, interesting, he's come up to the edge of the technical area here. maybe the Brackley goalkeeping coach is their defensive set-piece coach, as in the way that York City's goalkeeping coach is the attacking set-piece coach. City goes short. King gives it to Newby. Back to King. They've overlapped now. King puts the cross into the box. Cut out of the near post. Goes behind again for another corner kick. They were caught napping there with Brackley. Didn't send anyone else out there. So City had a 2-on-1.
Yeah, very clever corner from City. Trying to move the Brackley players about. And to be fair, they didn't actually move about because they were still sleeping. And City managed to get the ball in. It's another corner.
They've still got a 2-on-1 if City want to use it over that far side. I think they're going to allow it though. And it comes into the mixer this time from King, all the way across. Brackley man gets his head to it and is going to be picked up on this near side by Stones. Stones to the edge of the area to Boateng. He's got some space to control and then take on the shot. Oh. Good save by the goalkeeper, diving to his right hand side. It may have been just sneaking wide of the post, but the goalkeeper couldn't take a chance. York City have a third corner kick in quick succession.
Yeah, clever play from Josh Stones, and Boateng, the shot was on and he's just guided into that bottom corner. What a great save by Maxted. Just managed to get
they've gone to sleep again to Boateng from the corner, and he takes on the shot and gets under it and loops it over the crossbar. Should have done better here, and Boateng completely caught napping this time. Brackley, it stays 0-0, 5 minutes gone.
Yeah, I mean that could be a real weakness of Brackley's if they keep sleeping at corners. City keep finding gaps. At some point you think they make them pay.
And we see Andy Wing for the first time this afternoon. He's up clapping his hands, shouting come on, come on. Not happy that his side were caught napping there.
Yeah,
the former Barrow and Solihull manager.
Clever play from City though. I know Brackley weren't on it, but City's passing's been good so far in his opening 5-6 minutes.
Goal kick then from Maxted. Had a great season last year as Brackley finally got out of National North. 22 clean sheets to his name. Foul given on the far side of the field for a push in the back of the York City defender. Taken immediately by Kitchen. Fagan Walcott gives it to Banks. You imagine he might have a big part to play today, Ollie Banks, and great goal scoring form as well with 4 goals in his last 6. In the centre circle to the left hand side, it gives it to Kitchen. Then he gets on his bike through the centre of the field. Kitchen just holds it up though and goes back to Newby. Newby across halfway gives it to Alex Hunt, who's last man at the minute. City, the possession stats are going to be probably some of the highest of the season if this continues. Fagan Walcott back to Hunt. Hunt will come in field and gives it to Zach Johnson. Johnson to the left-hand side to Pearce, who's dropped in deep. Is that his first touch of the game? Pearce goes all the way back to Boateng, and Boateng starts to feel sorry for Harrison Mail, so he lets him have a touch. He plays it back to him and he lays it off immediately to Zach Johnson. Now across to Kitchen, far side of the field. You listen to BBC Radio York and BBC Radio Oxford. 08000 321 333 if you want to get in touch with us on WhatsApp this afternoon, especially if you're a Brackley fan. Let us know what you're thinking of your side's performance. Start your message with the word York. 08000 321 333. On the text, you can text us 81333. Again, start your message with the word York at BBC York Sport on X, or at the Crescent 78 if you want to send me, if you want to get in touch with me directly here at the LNER this afternoon. Kitchen to the left hand side to Newby once more. Back to Kitchen it goes. Johnson, nice ball forward, but King can't get on the end of it and he goes straight into touch. That'll be a Brackley throw-in on this near side. Nottingham will jog across to come and get it. Yeah,
just trying to force the issue there, Zach Johnson. It looked like a nice crossfield ball, but there's nowhere near a City player.
Roberts is called across by his manager.
They're going to have to be very patient here, City.
Nottingham takes his time over the throw-in. He'll send it down the line up towards halfway. Free header clear though by King, and Nottingham gives it the big up and under. City hoping that's going to go all the way through to Mail, but Johnson gets back just in case and nods it into his goalkeeper's arms. Had a haircut, I think, Harrison Mail as well.
Very trim, very smart.
Over the past 7 days.
It's a great atmosphere, David, isn't it?
It is. Better than it has been in recent weeks.
Yeah, they're up for it.
Johnson at the back, 0-0, 8 minutes gone. BBC Radio York. Fagan Walcott. Now to Johnson. To the left hand side to Kitchen once more. Johnson comes forward with the ball at his feet. Gives it back to Mark Kitchen. Over halfway he comes. He'll come in field. Pearce again drops deep looking for it. Kitchen instead goes back to Johnson. Early goal in the National League. Braintree 1, Scunthorpe United 0. Big goal for Braintree down towards the foot of the National League. Not a great goal that for Brackley Town supporters. Not that surprised actually by that scoreline. Off the back of that mammoth trip, good tackle from Boateng to win it forward for York City. Now they've broke through on the right hand side. Fagan Walcott in the penalty area, and he wins a corner kick.
Good play from City. They pounced on the error. Well, actually, it was a City error. Alex Hunt laid the ball short for Boateng. The Brackley player didn't really put in a good enough challenge, and Boateng won it. And inadvertently, that broke Brackley's lines there. City winning a corner from what turned out to be a good move, from a bit of good fortune.
Hiram Boateng will take the corner from this near side. City's fourth, only played 9 minutes. He's going to put it in the box though, because there's no one to play it short to. And it comes now. It's a deep one to the back post. Well headed clear by Dean for Brackley. Kitchen will try and recycle it on the left hand side. He plays it back to King, who's crossed over to that side of the field. Gives it to Alex Hunt. Hunt will be able to drive forward to the edge of the area. No one's closing him down. He'll take on the shot. Ends up being blocked by Byrne. Spins all the way across the far side to Newby. Newby to Pearce in the box. He goes to King. King will cut in field. On that right foot, lays it off to Hunt. He could take on another shot if he wants. He squares it instead to Banks. Banks with a little dink into the middle. Missed by Fagan Walcott. Newby gets it once more and lifts it to Kitchen under pressure. Kitchen will lift it in now into the centre, and it's going to go over the top of everyone and will go out for a goal kick. Well defended in the end by Brackley. It stays 0-0 with 10 minutes gone. Yeah,
really well defended by Brackley. They're set up really well. They're organised. They're going to be a tough nut to crack this afternoon for York City. But City are showing signs they are attacking with intent, and if they can manage to break this backline down and get a goal ahead, you think the pattern of the game would change slightly. But big but at the moment. Another big goal at the foot towards the end, bottom of the National League again. This is probably a good goal for Brackley fans. Yeovil 1, Morecambe 0 in that game. Yeovil just outside the penalty, the relegation zone. Goal for Leamington. They lead Scarborough Athletic by a goal to nil. Surprise scoreline in that game. King in the centre circle to Banks. That's in National North, of course. Banks round the corner. It goes to Boateng. Boateng was able to turn and gives it back to Ollie Banks. Banks will now send it forward looking for Pearce. Defender heads clear. Not the greatest header clear. Kitchen can't get there. Falls to Newby. Newby round the corner to Kitchen, who stays onside. Pulls it into the middle. Decently defended by the away team and then cleared by Byrne. Bit hit and hope. And it goes to Pearce. Sorry, to Hunt, who's able to turn away from the Brackley man. These are strikers. Wadskew and Pollock. No, he's not playing as a striker, Pollock. He's sort of like as a number 10. They're not seeing much of the ball here, Ian. No, it's all City. King. Banks round the corner. Fagan Walcott can't get there near the corner flag. Brackley man does, and he deflects it off Fagan Walcott, and it goes behind for a goal kick. 0-0 it remains. BBC Radio York and BBC Radio Oxford. Yeah, they've not seen much of the ball, Brackley, but do you know what? I don't think they'll be too worried. As long as City aren't causing them problems, they'll know they're doing the job that they've been set up to do this afternoon, which is basically keep York City out. I'm not sure the strikers for Brackley's even touched the ball, number 15. No. Currently on loan from Birmingham City. Was on loan at Yeovil earlier in the season. Goalkeeper getting ready to take the goal kick. In his what shade of green is that, Ian? The goalkeeping kit today? I would say that's like a mint green. Mint green goalkeeping kit. Yeah. On the left hand side, they're in the York City half here, Brackley, and they've won a throw in halfway inside the York City half on the far side of the field. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting challenge this for York City, because a lot of teams recently, we've talked about them, they felt they could have a go, maybe because it was a free hit. This Brackley team don't seem to have that attitude this afternoon. They've come with a plan. Nottingham's gone across to take a long throw into that York City penalty area. And it comes now. Good header clear by Zach Johnson. Back to Nottingham. Nottingham goes in field to Byrne. Byrne can put a cross in if he wants to, which he does. Into the box it goes. Headed clear by King. Going to be picked up by Yellow Shirt on the edge of the box on this left-hand side. Forward to Morrison, who was there. Now back to halfway. City this time have got everyone back behind the ball. Nottingham again on the right-hand side of those three defenders. Forward, Banks wins the header. Hunt wins it, but can't do much with it. Intercepted by Brackley, and they have it back with Dean, the captain. He gives it to Pollock. Pollock gets away from Hunt. To the centre it goes, just outside the D. Tackled by Boateng, and City win the ball back. Now they can break with
Brackley, having sent 4 or 5 men forward there. Newby in the centre circle just runs into traffic but finds Banks. Banks almost falls on the ball and then the referee pulls it back. So he says that when he ran into traffic, Alex Newby in the centre circle, he was actually fouled, and he gives York City the free kick.
Yeah, Alex Newby, I thought he'd actually overrun the ball a little bit there. The referee's giving him the free kick, which is good.
So Scott Pollock, who's the man who's come into the starting 11 today here, of course a former Boston United and Yeovil Town man. He was taken to Yeovil by Matt Ugler.
Wow, from
and of course I think from Boston. Of course the Yeovil manager at the time wasn't best pleased with that signing. I think he was along with Xander Siziba, wasn't he? And was there anyone else?
Xander Siziba,
might have been somebody else as well. Fagan Walcott for City at the back, gives it to Boateng. Johnson across the far side for Kitchen. South Stand ramping up the noise in the background. Quarter of an hour gone, still 0-0 here.
Great
on BBC Radio York and BBC Radio Oxford. Kitchen once more. Newby round the corner from Newby, intercepted by Byrne. Byrne forward to Brown, and then that's a bit of an aimless ball forward by the away team, and Boateng will get there and gives it to Harrison Mail. And still I'm not sure that Ben Wadsky has had a touch here. A lot of running. Lots of running
without even, I don't think he's even seen the ball. It's one of those afternoons where you just got to put a shift in for your side, and who's to know, you might get that one chance at some point. Let's hope not from York City's point of view.
It wouldn't be the first time this season.
No.
Everyone remembers the Solihull game back in September, was it?
Yeah.
95th minute breakaway goal, 1-0.
Didn't touch it all game, scored the vital touch. It can happen.
Boateng.
That's what City's got to guard against.
To Pearce again, who's dropping deep on that inside left. Pearce back to Kitchen. Rochdale lead Tamworth by a goal to 0. So City need to find a goal at some point this afternoon if that stays the same. King gets away from his man well on this right hand side. Fagan Walcott provides the overlapping run. He takes the runner with him actually. King puts the cross into box. What a lovely cross that is. And on the stretch, it can't be put in at the back post. Pearce thinks Stone's having his shirt pulled. The referee says no, and he gives the goal kick.
That's brilliant play from Jeff King. And he used the run of Malachi Fagan Walcott to throw the defence off and put a lovely ball in right across the face of the goal. Ollie Pearce is screaming at the referee saying he got pulled, or Josh Jones got pulled. I'm not sure he did, to be honest, but it's good football from York.
Yeah, Stones wasn't really appealing, was he?
No.
Goal kick then to the away team again for Maxted. He gets ready to clear. Down the right hand side, one in the air by Mark Kitchen, and then Kitchen's pushed over as well as he tries to run after the ball. Brackley try and stand on top of it. They take the quick free kick though to City, and the Brackley man's got away with it. The referee had a quiet word with him there in his ear because you can get a yellow card for that sort of thing these days. Banks, King, terrible first touch from Jeff King, gives away possession. The away team can come forward with Roberts. Roberts tries threading it through for Pollock, but Hunt's got the run on him, and Hunt gives it back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mail to clear.
Brilliant play by Alex Hunt.
Nottingham wins that header. Banks, that's a nice header for Fagan Walcott. Down the right hand side, Malachi Fagan Walcott gives it to Stones. Stones, just after the ball in the early stages, he comes in field, does Josh Stones. Brackley have got men back now. Across it goes to Kitchen. Newby's outside of him and he'll get it. Kitchen then provides the overlapping run and gets the ball back. First time cross coming in from Mark Kitchen. Not a good one though. Cleared by Byrne only as far as Newby. Newby to Hunt's got room in front of him at the edge of the D. He passes it to the right hand side to Banks, who turns on the ball. Round the corner it goes to Hunt. Now back to Banks in the penalty area. Crips it across the near post. And it's headed to goal. What a lovely headed goal from Josh Stones. It's been coming from the first minute really. What a lovely move by York City. Another assist for Ollie Banks.
Brilliant.
He's on fire. That is his 10th assist in the National League this season. And then Josh Stones, without actually getting off his feet, he was sort of falling back and he's cushioned it over the top of Maxted, who was caught in no man's land, into the back of the net. As easy as you like. York City 1, Brackley Town 0.
Everything about that goal was brilliant, David. I mean, Josh Stones, it was very similar to that header he got last season, where he sort of hung in the air and headed it back across goal. That was the Stones goal. Brilliant header.
And Barnsley this season in the Cup.
But that was all about Ollie Banks. My word, that's why you have players like that playing for your football club, because that's just genius. He threw the Brackley defence left and right, and then puts a beautiful clipped cross, which Josh Jones just had to get his head on the end of. It wasn't an easy finish, don't get me wrong, but Ollie Banks, absolutely brilliant.
It was great play down the right-hand side. Banks, the 1-2 with Hunt. No one tracked Banks, he made the run to the box. And then Stones just drops off his man. It's Morrison who was marking him. He drops off him because it's slightly behind, I think, where Josh Stones would want it to be. But he has enough about him. He doesn't actually have to jump. I don't know if he gets off the ground. He just cushions it over the goalkeeper. Not sure what the goalkeeper's doing.
No. Who cares? Sorry, some do.
Listeners on BBC Oxford
yeah,
may
I'm
do.
sure they will. But that is a great football goal there for York City.
So
Ollie
that
Banks.
is the earliest goal that York City were craving. Rochdale take the lead, York City take the lead. 1-0 on BBC Radio York.
And we must mention Alex Hunt's little touch there in the return ball into Banks' run was delightful.
Early goals elsewhere. Now Altrincham lead Southend by a goal to nil. Borehamwood lead Gateshead by a goal to nil. Of course, Gateshead where York City go on a Tuesday evening. Again, you'll be able to hear live on BBC Radio York Sport. As you can all York City games, home and away. To the left-hand side it goes to Ollie Pearce. He'd love a goal this afternoon.
He would. Mark Kitchen's gone down here.
Mark Kitchen has gone down off the ball.
He was injured early on there, David. He was hobbling back after the goal was scored, and he's just gone down now. That'll be a worry for the City boss.
The physio has been called on. It's also the sign for everyone else to come across and take on some instructions. And the York City substitutes to start warming up.
Yeah, let's hope Mark Kitchen's okay, but he was hobbling just back after the celebration with the Stones goal. I just noticed him hobbling, and he's just gone down off the ball there.
Yeah. Could really do with I think that's one of the areas. In fact, I know there's suggestions during the week that I think people probably saw on social media. It looked like Matt and Marvin and Paul Saki, who were down at Southend on Tuesday evening for the Southend Rochdale game.
Yeah.
Suggestions. Watching the Southend centre-back whose name's just disappeared from me now, Golding, on loan from Oxford United.
Right. Interesting.
So something to keep an eye on for potentially during the summer, when I imagine he'll be going back to Oxford United. Could be a target for York City next season.
Interesting.
And he is a left-sided centre. I know he played in the centre tonight, but he's a left-sided centre-back. Because there is no real direct competition, is there, for Kitchen at the minute on that left-hand side of the three centre-backs.
However,
they could all play there.
Yeah, they got the opportunity last week, didn't they, when Williams came on for Kitchen, actually. And Fagan Walcott played across on the left, and
he's going to have to come off as well here, Mark Kitchen.
He's struggling. Morgan Williams
will be coming on.
Yeah, well, it's a good replacement. Mark Kitchen's been a cracking signing for York City. But if you're injured, get off the park and hopefully get yourself right for the next game.
Well, it's the only outfield ever present in the league this season is Mark Kitchen, so he'll be hoping it's not too bad that keeps him out and breaks that record at Gateshead on Tuesday.
Yeah, he's walking off gingerly, albeit I wonder if he's holding his back. On the top of his back of his leg. Let's hope he's okay. He's been an outstanding signing, Mark Kitchen. It's sad to see him going off here. But in Morgan Williams, we've got someone who probably would expect to be a starter the way he started his career here at York City.
And it looks like Malachi will go across to the left-hand side. Yeah, round of applause as Kitchen comes off. Just walking slowly. There's no real discernible limp there, Ian, which is a good sign.
No, if it's a hamstring or a groin, you'd maybe, or a calf, he's walking off straight there.
He is, and he just held the back of his left leg, his right leg, sorry, didn't he? As if it could be a hamstring.
Yeah, hamstring or just above his lower back, maybe. Guessing, of course. But
and he's straight down the tunnel to possibly put a bit of ice on that and get a little bit of treatment. So Morgan Williams comes on for Mark Kitchen.
Substitution for the Minster men, 27 Morgan Williams replacing number 3.
It's the first time this season I'm actually warm. Or the first time this year I'm actually warm. It was nice and warm back in August and September, wasn't it? But
yeah, first time 2026.
No coat.
It could be shorts, couldn't it?
I'm not going that far.
No, well,
I'm not going that far.
I've got my arms out. Sun's out, guns out, David.
We are top of the league, seeing the York City fans, because Tamworth have equalised.
Wow.
At the Crown Oil.
Wow.
Rochdale 1, Tamworth 1. City messing around at the back and have been caught on it as Zach Johnson. Through on goal is the Brackley striker. He puts it into the net. It's his first touch, but you heard the whistle in the background. He says Zach Johnson went to ground. and that is a free kick. It's a little bit soft. He's a little bit lucky there, Zach Johnson. No real need for York City to be messing around at the back.
No, especially we just heard that news. Rochdale conceding.
It's terrible news, Ian, isn't it?
Awful, yeah. It's
terrible.
A real shame. But we'll get over it, David, I'm sure.
I'm sure we will. Crack on.
Yep.
Hunt on this right-hand side to Morgan Williams. Williams to Banks. Back to Williams. Back to Hunt. Nice little bit of play in a tight area there by York City once more. Boateng. Hunt leaves it this time for Johnson. And Fagan Walcott, well, he says, yeah, I'm on the left-hand side now, so I'll go marauding down that left wing instead of the right. He gives it back to Johnson. Now to Hunt. Hunt through the centre of the park. Over halfway. No one's closing him down. He's run 20 yards here, Alex Hunt, without being closed down. Now he finds Banks in loads of space. Banks to the edge of the area. He'll put a cross in. Pearce gets a shot. Unsafe by Maxted. It went through the legs of Dean. He didn't get the greatest contact on it, Ollie Pearce, but that is a big chance for him. He'll be thinking he should have scored. The goalkeeper just drops on it.
Yeah, again, Ollie Banks, just inspirational in that role he's found himself in. Lovely ball in. Yeah, Ollie Pearce, better connection, it probably beats the keeper.
Carlisle lead Boston by 1-0 in the National League. The away side have it at the back. Long ball forward by Morgan Roberts over the top, and Harrison Mail gets there. Williams tracks Wadsku well, holds him off, stops him getting anywhere near Harrison Mail. And I still don't think he's had a proper touch.
No, not in open play.
Well, not one before the whistle's gone.
No.
Williams to the far side to Johnson. Zach Johnson gives it to Fagan Walcott on the left wing. Newby, who's just in front of him, gives it back to Fagan Walcott. City 101 goals. Quite outstanding. How many can they get? What's your number, Ian?
What's that, sorry?
101. What's City going to get by the end of the regular season?
Crikey.
Can they get 120?
What?
7 games to go after this one.
Mathematically.
They're averaging over 3 goals a game at home at York City,
yeah, it's,
which is ridiculous in itself.
Yeah. Sorry, goals scored, yeah.
Yeah, goals scored, yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing, yeah, this team scores goals. And the
Hunt
teams are up against.
gets past Pollock easily, gives it out to the far side to Newby. Newby's got Pearce out there. Pearce will now come in field, crosses into the box. Dean flicks it up onto his own body. No appeals for handball, but you're never going to get one then. I think it hit his chest anyway. He's slightly fortunate because he completely misread the bounce there, did the big centre-back. Boateng, Banks, Johnson. He misses it, but he's got Fagan Walcott to help him out. Newby on the left-hand side. Back it goes to Johnson. City 1, Brackley Town 0. 26.5 minutes gone. Stuart Maynard not happy with something, having a word with the fourth official down here. I'm not sure what it's about. He was talking to Julian Ugler, wasn't he? The first people we saw when we got here today at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
And they used the lift instead of the stairs. It was disappointing. Disappointing. Got to do better, Stuart.
Avoiding the sweat. Enough of that during the game. Hunt.
Across to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott on the left-hand side to Newby. Newby gets past Pollock. Well, it's not Pollock, is it, over there? But he's won a corner. It's Matt Lowe, the right wing-back. And York City get their 5th corner of the opening 27 minutes. Callum Howe, we see, for the first time this afternoon, puts on his fluorescent bib. And they're going to have a little jog in the sunshine here in front of us. That's the round of applause.
Yeah.
Gone short. They've left 2-on-1 again here. Newby back to King. Opens up the angle. Deep cross. Oh, it's way to overhit from Jeff King.
Yeah.
That's a good 15-20 yards overhit from Jeff King. Goes behind for a goal kick.
And his crossing can be so good. He'll be annoyed with himself for that, Jeff King.
So City 1 up. One-way traffic, as we think most people probably expected.
Yeah, I think if City score the next one, David, well, you know, it could be anything.
Markstead still taking his time over the goal kicks, as you would expect. Nothing wrong with that in his position. Down the right-hand side it goes. Everyone on the far side of the field. All 20 outfield players over there. Headed infield. Picked up by Hunt in the centre circle. And then Hunt puts his hands on the back of the Brackley man. He goes to ground. Good decision by the referee, Zach Brown. And that's a free kick to the away team. And a chance for them to send a few men forward here for a set piece on halfway. You imagine this is the only way they're really going to test York City at the minute.
Yeah, well, Nottingham's dangerous in the air. You've got some big lads in there. It probably is their best route of scoring.
He's in an offside position at the minute, is Michael Nottingham. The York City players are just pointing that out to the referee and the linesman. There's 2 offside now for Brackley. They'll drop back in, I think, in a second. They do, and it comes long. Morgan Williams deals with it on this left-hand side. Brackley go back to halfway to Brown. Brown has to go all the way back to his goalkeeper under pressure from Josh Stones. And Stuart Maynard bellows at his team and tells them to push up the field. City 1, Brackley Town 0. BBC Radio York. Right-hand side, they come forward. Maxted, and he skews that clearance. Does Alex Newby, gets it all wrong, and he goes back towards his own goal and into touch for a Brackley throw-in, about 25 yards away from the corner flag. So again, this will allow Nottingham to come across and take a long throw that he hopes will head towards that York City penalty area.
Yeah, it's, these moments where City just need to concentrate. They're the team that dominated the match, but it doesn't mean the opposition are not got some weapons of their own, so you've got to concentrate. Clear your lines. Nottingham
to the edge of the box, flicked on, won by Johnson, sent back in the box all the way through to Harrison Mail. No one even in his 6-yard box there. He's able just to stand on his line, wait for it to come to him, and he picks it up. Johnson, City trying to play out from the back, comes over the first red line, now he comes over the green line, all painted on, of course, because the Rugby League. York Knights back next in action, very unfortunately the other night actually. Played really well to lose. Was it 23-22? Only lost by the odd point at Wigan. Almost another massive upset. They're at home on Friday evening this week against Wakefield Trinity. Of course, just a few hours before York City are back here for the final 3 o'clock home kickoff. Well, the final 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon kickoff this season.
Next week.
Against Woking.
Wow. This year's season's gone so quickly, David, hasn't it?
Williams. Back to Mail. Mail to Hunt. Hunt across to Williams. Nice play from York City. Still Wadscough just running around chasing shadows at the minute.
Has he actually touched the ball?
I'm not sure. I think it was probably him or Pollock who rolled it into the net, wasn't it, after the free kick?
But
no, apart from that, no, if that wasn't him.
That's a lonely old shift, isn't it?
Hunt. 31 minutes gone now. City 1, Brackley 0. Hunt over the top, but I'm not sure Alex Hunt's seen there because King made the early run to drop back into midfield.
He needed the runner.
And there was no runner, and he's lifted it over the top in the opposite direction.
Yeah, got it all wrong.
Maxted clears down the centre of the field. Fagan Walcott leaves it. Goes across the left-hand side, and it's sent forward by Newby to Pearce. Pearce round the corner to Stones. Not seeing much of him, but he's got the goal. There's Josh Stones. Newby. Hunt under pressure. That's the most he's done, Wadscough. He had a bit of a nasty push, a naughty push there in the back of Hunt, and the referee's had a quiet word with him. The City have possession. Williams. Back to the edge of his penalty area. And he gives it to Johnson once more, who's seeing lots of the ball at the back here for York City. Yeah,
City just got to be careful, it doesn't turn into a bit of a training match. By that I mean it's nice conditions, nice weather. The opposition aren't really pressing them. How do you up the ante? That's what they've got to maybe ask. I mean, it's 1-0, they're winning, but you still, I feel, need that second goal against teams like this. You don't want to get caught out at 1-0 going into the last 10 minutes.
Hunt. Well, we saw how dangerous they can be at Boreham Wood when they went 3 down and came back to 3-all. I know they lose 5-3 in the end.
Yeah.
That was the second time this season that they'd been at Boreham Wood, and they'd been playing Boreham Wood, and they've come back from 3 down. So they did it in the trophy as well, I think it was.
They've got goals in them, clearly.
Over the top from Fagan Walcott, lovely ball. Newby on the left-hand side into the penalty area. He gives it to Boateng. A good sliding tackle in the box there. That was a goal-saving challenge virtually from the captain, Dean. City pick it back up with Pearce on the left-hand side. He'll run again at his man. Comes in field, Ollie Pearce. Can't get past Brown. And the yellow shirts win it back. Low, that's a bit hit and hope. Straight to Johnson. Fagan Walcott. And back it goes to Williams. City will come again in the centre circle with Hunt. 1-0, York City lead. Goals elsewhere, 1-1 between Rochdale and Tamworth. Hartlepool lead Eastleigh by a goal to 0. The latest goal, Morecambe have equalised at Yeovil, 1-1. Carlisle 1, Boston 0, Braintree 1, Scunthorpe 0, Bournemouth 1, Gateshead 0, Altrincham 1, Southend 0. Across this right-hand side, it comes to Banks outside the penalty area. Lays it down the line to King. He'll come into the box along the byline. Back to King. Deep cross into to the penalty area. And Dean again is there first to head it clear for yet another corner. The 6th of this first half for the Minstermen.
I've been saying it for weeks, David. The King-Banks partnership, if you like, down this, or understanding down the right-hand side is a feature of how York City play, and it's so creative.
Only the games between Forest Green and Wealdstone and Sutton and Truro that are goalless so far this afternoon. So corner kick for York City that Boateng will take from this near side.
There's a big roar from the fans then. What's happened?
Tamworth, I think, are leading.
Oh my word.
Tamworth are 2-1 up at Rochdale.
Oh my word.
Matt Ugler on social media to Tommy Tonks tonight, you imagine.
Yep.
Boateng puts it into the box, across the near post. Johnson off the bar. He's stayed out. It's going to be Pointing Stones. Blasted. It is in now, surely. Has that gone over the line? The linesman says no. It stayed out. How has that stayed out? Hunt, right, the left-hand side of the penalty area. Now back to Banks. Oh, so close to a second goal there for York City. Not sure how that didn't go in.
It looked for all the world.
Boateng into the box. Maxted is able to gather.
Josh Jones is adamant that's gone in, David. I mean, I know I'm sort of miles away, but it looked for all the world. I thought it even hit the net. I'm wrong, clearly.
And Maxted's gone down now to try and waste some time. It's one of those tactical timeouts. Terrible.
Josh Jones is adamant that was getting over the line, David.
Well, it didn't off the bar. Stones blasts it, and then it's not.
No?
It's a great clearance on the line. There's a bit of lucky. There's 2 or 3 blocks on it, and it ricochets around, but I don't think that's gone over the line.
Yeah.
For me, it's not. On the looking back on the first look I've had on the stream. Stuart Maynard's having a chat with the fourth official. He certainly thinks it has done, but I'm not convinced.
It was the players' reactions just convinced me. Players do like to pretend a little bit, but they look so sure of themselves, and he's still arguing now with the referee.
Well, they're going to make change now at Brackley. That's why the goalkeeper's gone down here. There's nothing wrong with him. Elliot Wheeler is about to come on.
What a noise! What a noise at the LNAR this afternoon.
Yeah, so City top of the National League as we speak, with Tamworth 2-1 up at Rochdale. They've turned it around. Tommy Tonks isn't on, but I'm sure he'll still be messaging him later on. He's on the bench as the man with the long throat, as he spends most of his time on the bench, to be honest. Wadskew has come off here. Has he come off after 36 minutes without touching the football?
I think he might have. He's actually pulled a hamstring. He's done a lot of running. He's holding his hamstring, Wadskew.
I think Ben Wadskew has come off. That has to be some sort of record. 36 minutes into a game without touching the football.
Yeah, and I don't think it's his fault that the fact he hasn't touched the ball.
Oh, completely. So Wadskew comes off. Aidan Elliott Wheeler comes on. He's on loan from Oxford United. He's going to be asked to play up front. I think he's naturally more of a winger. Maxted. We've seen another miracle at the LNER. He's perfectly fine.
Is he okay, David?
He's all right.
Oh,
you were concerned for a split second, weren't you?
I was really worried for him, but thankfully he's okay, and he's already can partake in the rest of this football match.
Yeah.
Phew.
City will hope he gets his comeuppance by having to pick the ball out of the back of his net again before half time. Foul over the far side committed by Hiram Boateng. So both sides been forced into a change in the first half here.
Substitution for Brackley Town. 17, Aidan Elliott Wheeler, replacing 15, Ben Wadskew.
It's a free kick then, 10 yards inside the York City half. Just in from the right hand side touchline that Shane Byrne, the former Kidderminster man, has gone across to take. He lifts it up towards the edge of the York City penalty area. Morgan Williams wins the header, and Hunt clears it back up to halfway. Zach Brown will try and come forward down the centre of the pitch. He lifts it forward. Pretty poor though from Brown. That'll go out for a goal kick. Nowhere near another yellow shirt. And it stays York City 1, Brackley Town 0.
Yeah, City doing what they need to do at the moment. Brackley, do they try and alter how they're playing it? Because it just feels like there's another goal coming, so the manager has to make changes there.
No, it's definitely not over the line. Gary Wilson, who swaps halves at half time, sits at one end of the east stand in the first half, directly in line with the goal, and then in front of the south stand in the second half. I'm sure he'll put that up on social media. He's got it directly in line. The whole of the ball is not over the line, nowhere near all over the line. Some of it I think it is, but it's definitely not a goal. Good decision by the official on this near side.
So hats off to the officials for that one.
Hunt has it for York City on the edge of his own penalty area. Look at the space he can run into here. Hunt gives it to Williams on this right hand side. City over halfway now. Williams comes in field. goes back to Alex Hunt. Brackley have got everyone back behind the ball. Hunt lifts it forward, flicks off Pollock, headed clear by Dean to this right-hand side, and Jeff King will let that run into touch for a York City throw, and he'll take it immediately to Ollie Banks. Man who got the assist once more here this afternoon. King back to Banks. Banks back to Williams, and Williams goes back to Johnson in the centre circle. Across the left-hand side, and Johnson then comes back to this right-hand side to Williams. King, first time left-footed ball forward, headed into touch by Brown. York City throw in 15 yards inside the Brackley half of the field. King takes it, back to Williams. Williams, forward to Banks. Banks, once more back to Williams. To Banks, lovely turn to get away. That should be a yellow card for Brown. It's allowed Brown to get back in. Banks has still got it. So the referee again, he's trying to let things go, but that should be a yellow. King comes in field. He completely slowed up the move there. King back to Boateng. Boateng to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott to Newby on the far side of the field. He gets past Lowe. Newby down the left. Tries to come in field. That deflects into touch for a York City throw-in. The referee's having a look here now, and he's just having another quiet word with Brown to say, I saw what you did.
He's got lucky there, Brown.
He's got very lucky.
I mean, Banks turned him on a sixpence.
Brown
really should have been
the referee was a bit more whistle happy, and we don't want to see referees blowing whistles and blowing players, but if he was, 9 times out of 10 that's a yellow card.
If Banks goes down there, it's a yellow card, isn't it? If the referee has to stop play.
Throw into York by the corner flag, far side of the ground. Back down the line it goes to Pearce. Pearce goes back up towards halfway, and Johnson to Hunt. City 1, Brackley 0. Hunt to this right hand side to Banks. Banks gives it back to Williams. Hunt back once more to the man, former Yeovil man Williams. Banks again to Hunt. To King. Banks round the corner to Hunt. Banks is taken out late, and he's going to be a yellow card this time. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Roberts, is he going to get a yellow card? He should be doing. The referee's pulling him across. Has to be a yellow card.
Yeah, Roberts tried to nail Banks there. You can see he's
trying to rough him up a little bit. The referee wants a word with Banks as well. He may escape, here. No, he won't. Will he? He still hasn't put his hand in his pocket, has he?
Well, there's nothing Ollie Banks could do there. He was dragged to the floor by Roberts.
And he's saying to Banks, I did see the one before, but I allowed play to go on because he still had possession. It all finishes with a little hug. No cards. Well played, referee again.
Yeah.
If you're going to save for both sides, you don't mind.
Consistent, you don't mind, yeah.
King will take the free kick in a second, or will he leave it to Boateng? York City players line up on the edge of the Brackley penalty area. The wide right. King still talking to Boateng. King raises his left arm, and then he swings it in right-footed into the penalty area. It's a deep one. Fagan Walcott around the back, can't direct it towards goal. It goes behind for a goal kick. It stays 1-0.
Yeah, I'm guessing the idea is hit it big at the back stick, but then head it back across the face of goal. Fagan Walcott couldn't quite get his head around the ball there.
2-2 now between Rochdale and Tamworth. We're beating the South Stand on this occasion. So plenty of goals at the Crown Oil.
Well, shows they can be got at.
Yeah. Defensive solidity has taken a bit of a hit in the last month or so at Rochdale.
Maybe the nerves getting to them, David.
Maxted clears. Newby puts that into touch on halfway for a Brackley throw. Just under 3 minutes. There should be quite a bit of injury time actually in this first half. There's been 2 stoppages for injuries, with players having to go off. Throw in down the line. One in the air by Fagan Walcott. Stones, little flick to Pearce. Pearce tries to give it back, intercepted, and it goes all the way back to Dean. Nottingham will leave it for his back to his goalkeeper. It is a bobbler, and he has to kick the bouncing ball. Does Max Steady? He gets a really good connection actually. Big up and under down the centre of the field, and then Williams is caught, but there's an offside flag. I think Williams just tripped actually, under pressure from the Brackley man.
Yeah,
he gets up, and the linesman directly in front of where we're sitting, but the far side of the ground. Gives York City the free kick. Zach Johnson says, do you want to come and take this, Harrison? He says, oh, I'll take it and I'll give it back to you.
Give him a touch.
Because you don't have much to do. Mail, long, down the centre of the field, looking for Stones. Stones is held off it by Dean, and the referee says Stones is pulling Dean. I'm not sure there's much in that.
Nah, 6.5 a dozen, wasn't it? I think both players were holding on to each other.
He was overhit anyway from Harrison Mail, so it didn't matter. Again, the referee there, that's the first time where he didn't need to blow his whistle. He could have just let play go on.
Yeah. I think City will be quite happy with their first half performance, but the message must be get that second, put this game to bed.
That's the referee's whistle telling Maxted to get on with it. Truro taking the lead at Sutton United. That's a goal that'll please Brackley Town supporters. Into touch on that far side it goes, straight from the kick-off from Maxted for a York City throw-in. Boston have turned it around at Carlisle. They lead by 2-2 up in Cumbria.
Boston, that's the team, isn't it?
And Scunthorpe have equalised at Braintree. Another goal that'll please our Brackley Town listeners on BBC Oxford.
I think in our running, David, it's Boston that have got the biggest sort of question mark over.
Yeah. Good Friday.
Always
Will
tough.
it be a good Friday?
Yeah, hopefully.
Harrison Mail to Williams. On the edge of his penalty area, he gives it to Johnson. Johnson across to Fagan Walcott. If you missed the opening stage of this game, he's playing on the left-hand side after Mark Kitchen had to go off 15 or so minutes in. Morgan Williams coming on for him. What looked like some sort of injury to his right leg. Williams to Banks in midfield. He's tackled. Williams will pick it up though as it goes into touch. Takes the throw in. Back to Banks. Banks comes in field. 10 seconds of the 45 to go, and then we'll see what. There should be at least 3. Let's see how good the referee is on timekeeping. Fagan Walcott to Newby. Oh, he's excellent. He's 6.
Wow.
6 additional minutes. Another late afternoon here on BBC Radio York and BBC Oxford. Hunt drives forward. Fagan Walcott's playing up front here. He gives it to Newby instead on the left-hand side. Newby will run at the defence. He comes in field. Square ball to Williams. Williams will switch it now to Banks on the right. Banks in a crossing position gives it to King instead. King comes in field. Back to Banks. In comes the cross now to the edge of the area. Hunt controls on his chest. Then he lays it off to King. King trying to open up some space. Switches it to the left-hand side to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott comes in field. Back it goes to Boateng. Pearce is now playing as a left winger. Boateng to Hunt. Hunt to the right-hand side once more to Banks. Banks will come in field. Banks. Square ball to Boateng. 9 of the 10 outfield players behind the ball here, right on the edge of their own penalty area for the away team. Now it's King on this right-hand side. King will run at his man, runs into trouble but keeps hold of the ball, and then he can't find Hunt. Intercepted. King wins it back though for York City. Boateng on halfway. Boateng back to Johnson. Johnson thinks about leaving that for Harrison Mail, but Mail's on the edge of his D and he can't get there, so he has to go after it himself. Fagan Walcott now to Boateng. Can City find this second before the break?
Brackley just can't get near the
Boateng.
ball. David here.
King. No, they can't get near it. King will come in field. Runners all over the place here for King. Up towards the edge of the box. Plays it through the legs of Byrne. I don't think he knew what to do. He did run out of ideas. And the away team win it back. That's a great tackle by Stones, who wins it back though off Pollock. Hunt threads it through on. He just couldn't take it in. It was sent to Pearce with a bit of ping on it. And Pearce falls over on the edge of the box. And it goes behind for a goal kick.
That's a long spell of the game with the ball there. York City just moving the ball around and keeping it from Brackley.
Forest Green have scored against Wealdstone. Dean's having a talking to here by the referee. I'm not sure what that's about. He's bending over and the referee's telling him to stand up while I'm talking to you. Nothing more than a talking to the Brackley captain. Bournemouth 2 up on Gateshead. Still 2-2 at Spotland, the Crown Oil, between Rochdale and Tamworth. Yes, so goals in every game at 3 o'clock. Early kick-off, Woking beating Aldershot 3-2. The late kick-off is Solihull Halifax. Massive game for the TV cameras. Sent forward by York City. Nottingham back to his goalkeepers. Can Stones get there first? Tries to put the block on. He does, yes, and he goes into the net. Brilliant from Josh Stones. He has a second. What were they doing at the back, Brackley? Nottingham back to Maxted. Maxted couldn't get there. Stones put the block on the attempted clearance, and it loops over Maxted and just rolls into the back of the net. York City have a second. Josh Stones has a second. York City 2, Brackley Town 0.
Yeah, all about Josh Stones again. His work rate, his belief, his determination earns you goals like that. It's a howler from Brackley defensively, but Josh Stones doesn't give up on it. He wins the ball, gets the goal. 2-0 York City, David. I can't see this game going any other way than York City right now.
No. You have to say that what we've seen so far in the first half, the goals are only going in one direction.
Yeah.
Will Brackley now come out and play? Will they try and not hold what they have? But if 2-goal defeat possibly isn't the worst ever result for them.
No, 2 goals up. Always a dangerous scoreline. I mean, we can't get complacent, but the way City have played and the way Brackley have played wouldn't suggest they've got it in them.
Stones nearly charged down that clearance from Max as they played it back to him from the kickoff.
The only thing is, he said about they came back from 3 goals down.
Mail
Recently.
comes out of his area and clears his 6-yard box, and clears, and City have it with Banks. Can they get a third here? He lifts it over the top. Stones and Dean running towards the same ball. Dean does well to give it back to his goalkeeper, and he clears first time. Took no chances. Max dead down the right side, and it goes into touch. Is it kept in play? No, it does go into touch. That's a York City throw, and we've still got 2 minutes of the additional 6 to play here. City 2, Brackley Town 0. BBC Radio York, BBC Radio Oxford. It's been one-way traffic though in this first half. The possession shots can't be far away from 85-15, possibly even more than that in York City's favour.
Crikey, yeah, there was a spell there. It was 95-5. Brackley just didn't touch the ball. It's been one way. I think you mentioned, did they come out from 3 goals down recently?
A couple of times against Boreham Wood, yeah.
A couple of times, yeah. So obviously you can't take your eye off the ball, but this is a good performance.
Banks to Hunt who's on his heels. He can't get there. Now Brackley do have a chance to come forward here. Oh, Boateng wings it back for York City.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then Johnson just holds off Pollock as well. Too easy.
Yeah. Envy boys there.
Banks.
Which is pretty much what this half has been.
It has, yeah.
It's like first team versus the reserves in a training match, and the first team turning it on.
You have to remember they're part-time. They've been playing midweek for the last few weeks. So they play on a Tuesday, they get one session on a Thursday night. It's mainly a warm down, a bit of recovery session, and then they're back out again. So Andy Wing doesn't have that much time to actually work with his players at the minute.
No, they're doing the best with what they've got. And they're set up well, they're well organised.
And if they stay up, that's success.
Oh, crikey, yes. Absolutely.
Especially in your first year in the National League.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really be playing in the National League when you look at the size of some of the clubs, but they've been so good in recent years in National North, they deserve their chance.
Absolutely.
Oh, City, they're very unlucky the year that City got through. So finished 21 points or something behind Brackley ahead of that playoff semi-final.
It was a day like this, wasn't it?
It was lovely. It was warmer than this.
Yeah.
It really was scorched, yeah. We played the additional 6. City are coming forward down the left-hand side. The referee will allow this attack to go on. Newby just outside the penalty area. Brackley need the whistle to go here. Newby comes across the face of the penalty area. Now he dinks it in. Oh, off the head of the defender, is it? And it's gone behind. The referee says no. That's the half-time whistle. York City lead by 2-0. A Josh Stones double. The first goal, a lovely header, a lovely team move. The second, all through sheer persistence from Josh Stones. Doesn't give up on anything. Charging down the goalkeeper's clearance. And you have to say, Ian Dunn, 2 goals is the least that City deserve in that first half.
Yeah, I'm going to sound boring here, but it's one team that's just a lot better than the other. And Brackley, at the moment, don't show any signs of breaking this York City side down. It's one-way traffic pretty much, and York City look very comfortable, David. Very comfortable indeed.
They do. Josh Jones just had a bit of a hug there off one of the Brackley Town substitutes, Cian Harriott, who played together at Oldham last season. He heads down the tunnel with a big smile on his face. The York City players head down the tunnel with a big smile on their face. Gary Elphick gives a big thumbs up to someone in the crowd. Everyone will be happy for the next 15 minutes because York City at the break are leading by 2-0.
Toby Foster's Yorkshire Podding on BBC Sounds.
This bar lady put £3 down in front of him and said 27 quid.
What?
£27. I felt it like a punch in the guts, and I screamed, how much? And then remembered it wasn't mine. No. There is a thing where blokes start walking around supermarkets with the tops off. I don't get that. Unless you're Tarzan and you've just recently moved in from the jungle. So nobody's actually told you how to walk around Lidl.
Toby Foster's Yorkshire Podding.
Make sure you never miss an episode. Search and subscribe on BBC Sounds. Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, Pete Spencer taking you through half-time. Second half commentary to come of York City against Brackley Town, live from the LNER Community Stadium. 2 goals for Josh Stones. Stones taking the lead after the 18th minute after delivering to the box from Ollie Banks, his 10th assist of the season. And then another goal in first half stoppage time. Brackley with a back pass to goalkeeper Max Stead, but it was short. Stones nipped in and rolled it into the back of the net. Also half-time at Boundary Park, Harrogate Town away at Oldham. Let's get a half-time report from Boundary Park from Tim Steer.
Half-time score is Oldham Athletic 0, Harrogate Town 0, in a half of half chances really from both teams, with Harrogate Town with some speculative efforts from outside the area. Reece Smith continuing to look lively after his impressive goal against Tranmere midweek. He had a couple of long ranges from outside the area, one saved by the keeper down to his right hand side, his near post, the other one flashing wide. Bryn Morris also with a long range chance too, which went comfortably wide in the end. Oldham, as I say, half chances for them as well. Mike Fondop with a header, which would have been a really tricky one to get 12 yards out from across from the left-hand side. Some good blocks from Harrogate Town players, with some half chances for the likes of Kane Drummond in the right side of the area in particular. But the moment of the match, the crucial moment of the match, Tom Hill, who won the ball in the Oldham defensive third. He ran into the right side of the box unmarked. All he had to do was finish it past the keeper. He played it across the keeper and it hits the base of the post and then ricochets out away from both him and the advancing Ellis Taylor. But that was certainly the opportunity for Harrogate Town to take the lead in this game, in a half which has been pretty positive. They've silenced the Oldham Athletic crowd here at Boundary Park towards the end of that first half. You could barely hear any, you could hear a pin drop realistically. The home fans were very quiet. Harrogate are certainly doing their job, but that one chance for Tom Hill is a big crucial miss, and hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt them. The half-time score is Oldham Athletic 0, Harrogate Town 0.
Thank you very much, Tim Steer there at Boundary Park. Also half-time at the Your Co-op Community Stadium, Scarborough Athletic away at Leamington. What news, James Fletcher?
Half-time at the Your Co-op Community Stadium. It's the stuff of nightmares for Scarborough Athletic in terms of the scoreline, because they are behind after 45 minutes. Birmingham City youngster Frank Tatum scoring after 11 minutes on a breakaway move for the Breaks. It all came about, however, because Scarborough felt they should have had a penalty at the other end. Stephen Walker looked like he had been pulled down inside the box, and there was a lot of dismay from both the bench and on the field. Leamington have had chances, though it hasn't been a smash and grab first 45 minutes. The back line of Scarborough Athletic has been all over the place, very unordinary, including Will Thornton almost giving the ball away on a back pass, which allowed new striker Ty Luthway in on goal. Whitley was defiant and managed to keep his box protected on that occasion, but for only the second time this season, Leamington have got a half-time lead at the break. The team that looks certain to go down are currently stopping Scarborough Athletic in their tracks. Leamington 1, Scarborough Athletic 0.
Thank you very much, James Fletcher there at the Your Co-op Community Stadium. Let's run you through some of the half-time scores elsewhere around the leagues. In the early kick-off in the Premier League, it finished Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Liverpool 1 with a brace for Danny Welbeck against Liverpool. Half-time between Fulham and Burnley is currently goalless, and the late kick-offs today are between Everton and Chelsea, and Leeds United and Brentford at 8 o'clock. In the Championship, 3 early kick-offs: Blackburn Rovers 0, Middlesbrough 0, Derby County 1, Birmingham City 0, Ipswich Town 1, Millwall 1. Let's jump ahead to League 2 and bring you up to date with how things stand for Harrogate Town fans. Cambridge United 1, Salford City 0 is a full time from the early kickoff. MK Dons 1, Barnet 3. Half time then, Accrington Stanley 0, Chesterfield 0, Bromley 0, Colchester United 0, Fleetwood Town 0, Crawley 0, Gillingham 1, Bristol Rovers 0, Grimsby 2, Barrow 0. So a good result there thus far for Harrogate Town fans, with Barrow losing away at Grimsby. Notts County 2, Cheltenham 2, Shrewsbury 0, Crewe Alexandra 2, Tranmere Rovers 0, Swindon Town 0, and Walsall 0, Newport County 1. So that's one result potentially going against Harrogate Town this evening, with Newport County on their way to 3 points if that stays as things stand against high-flying Walsall. In the National League then, the early kickoff finished Woking 3, Aldershot 2. Half-time scores: Altrincham 1, Southend 0, Borehamwood 2, Gateshead 0, Braintree Town 1, Scunthorpe United 1, Carlisle United 1, Boston United 2. Carlisle were leading in that one. Forest Green Rovers 1, Wealdstone 0. Hartlepool United 1, Eastleigh 0. Rochdale 2, Tamworth 2, as we've been hearing about with David Ward in the York City commentary. Sutton United 0, Truro City 1. Yeovil 1, Morecambe 1. And thus far, York City 2, Brackley Town 0. The late kickoff is between Solihull Moors and FC Halifax Town at 5:30. Jumping ahead to the National League North, AFC Telford 0, Marine 1, Buxton 3, Bradford 0, Chester 0, Southport 0, Kingsland Town 0, Curzon Ashton 0, Macclesfield 0, Hereford 0, Oxford City 0, Chorley 0, Peterborough Sports 0, Darlington 1, Radcliffe 1, Kidderminster Harriers 1, South Shields 3, Merthyr 0, Spennymoor Town 0, Alfreton Town 1, and Worksop Town 1, AFC Fylde 0. And as we've been hearing about online via the BBC Sport website and app, Leamington 1, Scarborough Athletic 0. Elsewhere, further down the footballing pyramid, the latest from the Northern Counties East League Premier Division, it is currently goalless in the North Yorkshire derby between Tadcaster Albion and Pickering Town at the Young Guns Arena. Also goalless between Knaresborough Town and Eckershill United at Manslane. In Division 1, Harrogate Railway drawing 1-1 away at Winterton Rangers, who are struggling towards the bottom of the table, and Selby Town 0, Ilkley Town 0 as things stand. So that's the latest on the results further down the footballing pyramid. Let's turn our attention to the England men's side for the next few minutes, because Harry Maguire, Kobe Mainu and Fikayo Tomori have all been recalled to a 35-man England squad for the friendlies against Uruguay and Japan later this month. It's also included 2 uncapped players in Everton midfielder James Garner and Brighton goalkeeper Jason Steele. It's Thomas Tuchel's penultimate squad before he makes his selection for this summer's World Cup. We'll hear from England manager Thomas Tuchel shortly, who's been speaking to John Murray. I believe they are ready to get underway for Harrogate Town away at Oldham, and Leamington against Scarborough Athletic, not quite ready to get back underway at the LNER Community Stadium. So what we will do is we will split our frequencies for both Leamington and Harrogate Town, and then on FM we will continue to hear from Thomas Tuchel. You can make your decision now, and it's make your mind up time. Elsewhere here on BBC Radio York, let's now hear from the England manager Thomas Tuchel, who's been speaking to John Murray.
Thomas, this is very interesting. It's always, in football, there aren't many new things that we see, but this feels like something that we've never seen before, certainly with England, the way that you've come up with a strategy for this international window.
Yeah, we split the window because I think it's a unique window. First of all, we're qualified, we've done our job, and that means we have 2 friendly matches, which come in a very decisive part of the season in club football. So the players are involved in decisive matches, cup matches, knockout matches in Champions League, European Cup matches, and of course decisive matches within the league, which is very stressful and demanding for them. But at the same time, it's the last camp before the World Cup, so to tick all the boxes, we decided, and to get the best out of this camp, we decided to split it basically in 2 camps. Get to know some new players, some new faces, let them compete in a small competitive squad of 19 players plus goalkeepers in the first part of the camp. That gives us the chance to have 4 training sessions and the match with the first group of players. And then 11 players who were heavily involved in European football, club football, and for us, come later and join the group on Friday evening and Saturday morning to be ready for the match against Japan.
And just run us through those 11.
The 11 are Dean Henderson, Dan Byrne, Mark Gahey, Esri Konsa, Nico O'Reilly, Elliot Anderson, Declan Rice, Morgan Rogers, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, and Bukayo Saka.
Okay, and do you feel the need that these players have to have some sort of break? Because there's been, as you will well be aware, there's been a lot of chatter over the course of the last couple of weeks after the English club's performance in the Champions League about fatigue.
Yeah, I don't think they have to have. I think they could be in camp, but I feel more comfortable to give them a break, and I think they will. We will all benefit from it. We will benefit from it. I think, in terms of motivation, hunger for the second match. If they have a bit of a mental and physical break before that match, and we will benefit hopefully in May and June, because it gives them hopefully the chance also to regenerate and be not injured. So these are the points, and that's why I took the decision.
Do you feel that our lack of a winter break could be costly?
It's always like this. I think the league demands a lot. The league is very physical, Premier League, and it demands a lot. And having to play maybe an extra round of qualifying football in the Champions League to make it into the round of 16 is costly. If you look a bit deeper into the matches, I think that Newcastle were excellent in 3 halves of 4 halves against Barcelona, and of course the last half was devastating and brutal for them. I think that Chelsea did excellent for 75 minutes in Paris, were maybe even the better team, and got punished in the last 20 minutes and had then a tough rematch where they had no more chance to come back. So of course I expected Man City to be actually closer. The results were surprising, but this is now a reality. I think it comes with the league and with the demand of the league. I think the fatigue, the mental fatigue and the physical fatigue is a fact. So we take credit to that and take our decisions.
That is the England manager Thomas Tuchel speaking to our BBC football correspondent John Murray. They're ready to get back underway at the LNER Community Stadium, York City against Brackley Town. We'll hand you back to your York City commentary team of David Ward and Ian Dunn.
Thank you, Pete. Just in time for the start of this second half. No more changes at half-time. Both sides forced into a change in the first half. For York City, Kitchen having to go off and Morgan Williams coming on. For the away team for Brackley Town, Aidan Elliott-Wheeler coming on for Ben Wadskew. So that means City are Mail, Williams, Johnson, Fagan, Walcott, Newby, Boateng, Hunt, King, Pierce, Banks and 2-goal man Josh Stones. For the visitors, Maxted, Nottingham, Dean, Morrison, Roberts, Byrne, Lowe, Price, Brown, Elliott-Wheeler now and Pollock. The referee just checks that everyone is ready and correct. Everything is ready to go. He looks at both of his watches on both of his wrists and he blows the whistle and off we go with York City shooting towards the south stand with a 2-goal lead at the start of this second half. 2-2 in the game at the Crown Hall between Rochdale and Tamworth, and Manny Diasarue missing a penalty, hitting the bar with the score at 2-2.
He's not had much luck in the penalty spot recently, has he?
No. As we were saying earlier in this game, it's a shame.
It really is. I'm gutted, but we'll get over it, I'm sure.
Williams across to Johnson. Johnson now to Fagan Walcott, who's playing on the left-hand side of the 3 centre-backs. Johnson back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mail. He's under no pressure. No one closing down. The difference between the two teams, Stones closes the goalkeeper down, gets the error and scores the goal. Brackley just happy to sit off.
Do you know what? We'll wax lyric about how good City are and how good they play football. It's the work rate that really strikes you. It's unbelievable.
They're giving it away there though. Brackley have it towards the edge of the box and then just nicked straight back for York City.
It's relentless.
Newby back to Johnson. 102 goals this season and counting for York City. League goals, that is. Mail long down the centre of the field. Nottingham heads it and gives it to King. Oh, Pierce wanted it, he was through, but King never spotted him or decided not to go over the top. And City have to go again and Brackley get everyone back behind the ball. Boateng, Fagan Walcott, the south stand in full voice. Newby once more back to Johnson. Johnson to Hunt. He'll come over halfway down the right hand side. Gives it to King. Still having to shield our eyes from the sun over the far side. Ball down the line from King. It's overhit. Nottingham comes across and puts it into touch for a York City throw-in. King takes the ball off the little cone. Hunt has to knock the other one back off the field as it bounces off the advertising hoarding and play is back underway. Down the right hand side. City have it. Banks. Goes back to Johnson. Johnson to Banks. You imagine that Stuart Maynard will wait until the hour, 65-minute mark, as he normally does, before making any additional changes. Banks, Williams, Johnson. Boateng. Boateng comes forward. Fagan Walcott on the left-hand side. Back to Pearce it goes. Pearce once more back to Johnson. Johnson has time to just dally on the ball really before giving it to Newby. Newby goes all the way back to Harrison Mail. Just saw my sister in the lounge at half-time. It's only the second ever football match she's been to.
Wow.
My sister, despite being 43, her first match, and only match before today, was the 1993 playoff final.
Of which there's a legend up in the lounge.
Dean Carley is upstairs. Yeah, I remember coming back from that game that day on the train. Stones has been wrestled on that far side. The referee gives the free kick against Stones. That's no way.
I think Stones actually ran into him, David. To be fair to the referee, Stones was looking at the defender and sort of ran at him almost.
Oh, he's getting the boos as the referee.
Yeah, I think the ref might have got
Stones
that right.
Stones doesn't like the decision.
Yeah.
Dean applauds the decision, as the centre-back would do. And Maxted has a chance to clear. Maynard in discussions once more with the fourth official. I think he probably just told him to.
Yep.
Probably just said, okay, but what can I do about it?
Absolutely nothing.
Maxted clears. One in the air by Williams. Banks now picked up by Burns. He tries to go over the top. One in the air once more by Williams, but the yellow shirts pick it up with Brown. Oh, poor ball from him. Now Newby is intercepted, can fly down this left-hand side. He's got Pearce struggling to keep up with him. Newby comes in field, then he's clipped.
That's a foul.
That's got to be a yellow card for Byrne. It is a yellow card for Byrne, and Newby rolls around on the turf.
Yeah, Ollie Pearce just trying desperately to get ahead of Newby, but actually Newby just a bit quicker, and he almost crossed paths as Newby cut in there.
Newby's fine, he's up on his feet. It was quite funny. He looked as though he was running through treacle, didn't he, Ollie Pearce, trying to keep up with Newby the hare.
Newby's quick. He's very quick. Ollie Pearce isn't slow.
He was sort of desperately hoping he was going to come in field so that he could get the march on him as he moved in. So if he kept going in a straight line towards the penalty area, he was not catching up.
That was funny.
It's a free kick. The referee sprays out, marks out the 10 yards. City 2, Brackley Town 0. Hunt raised his left arm. Boateng is also over it. Leaving themselves one-on-one at the back here, York City, with King, as they generally tend to do, York City. Hunt will drill it forward into the penalty area. Around the back it comes to Fagan Walcott. He lifts it over the goal with his left foot. Should have hit the target. If he does, he scores. Pearce is wanting the ball across the face of the penalty area.
They're angry.
Across the goal.
Pearce and Stones are angry with Malachi there.
He got greedy.
Yeah, he did.
There was a nice little block as well by Williams, wasn't there, for the ball to get to Fagan Walcott. Wasn't spotted by the referee.
Yeah. They're having a laugh about it now, but Pearce is saying, hey, that's where we earn our plaudits. That's where we get the winning games. Put the ball back into the box. It was Malachi just saw the bright lights there, I'm afraid.
He's frustrated with himself as well. Just said a big
yeah.
Fagan Walcott as he ran back towards halfway.
Yeah, he knows he should have done better.
Maxted clears. City 2, Brackley Town 0. 6 minutes gone in this second half. BBC Radio York, BBC Radio Oxford. Stones lays it off to Pearce. That's a lovely crossfield ball across to Banks. Banks can't get there though. Nottingham on the stretch, just as enough to clear up to halfway. I think Scarborough equaliser against Leamington, 1-1 in that game. Back infield it comes to Alex Hunt. Hunt to the right hand side, gives it to Williams. Williams will come forward on the inside right and gives it to King. King lays it back off to Banks. One touch, then second touch to try and get the cross in, and he's not happy with himself because it gets blocked by Nottingham and spins off into touch the far side of the field for a York City throw-in. Level with the edge of the Brackley Town penalty area. Second half starting as a continuation really of the first. King, far side. Goes all the way back to halfway to Johnson. Johnson almost makes a bit of a mess of it, but does well.
Yeah, he does very well.
Gives it to Hunt. Hunt over the top, looking for Banks. Nottingham first time volleys clear. Brought down in his chest by Williams. King gets past his man, pulled down over that far side, but the referee says no, that looked like a foul to me. Roberts, but the linesman, who it's right in front of, allows play to continue and gives the away team the throw-in.
Yeah. Again, City they're trying to keep the pressure on this Brackley side. They know a third goal, the game, it feels over already, but a third totally puts the lights out on Brackley.
Down the line, Williams heads forward into touch once more. At BBC York Sport at the Crescent 78, 81333 on the text, starting message with the word York, or 800321 333. Again, starting your message with the word York if you're WhatsApping us this afternoon. Harrogate Town still goalless at Boundary Park against Oldham Athletic. Scarborough 1-1 against Leamington. City 2 up here against Brackley Town. And Harrison Mayle gets his first touch of the second half.
And only a second touch for the whole game.
It's a few more than that, but it feels like that. Boateng to Pearce. Tackle comes in on Pearce. The away team win it back. Goes into touch from Fagan Walcott.
Yeah, you feel for Brackley because it's, like you said, part-time, actual getting to train and work on tactics and then having to come to a team like York City. It's a big ask.
Low, down the line. Fagan Walcott been pulled. He still manages to clear it. Newby will send it forward, looking for Stones. Stones has got the beating of Dean here as well, and he gets there before him. And then he almost trips over the ball, but keeps hold of possession. Somehow does Josh Stones. Holds it up really well. He's having his shirt pulled. Finally, the referee gives the free kick against Dean. City take the free kick immediately. Stones to Pearce by the corner flag. Brackley's now getting men back. Newby puts it into the middle, headed clear by Dean. Over the head of Pearce. Newby will pick it up again by the corner flag. Back to goal. Alex Newby comes in field. He's allowed to turn. Edge of the penalty area. Through the legs of the referee who got in the way there. Hunt tries to drill it forward. He'll get a second opportunity as it comes back to him. Now he gives it to the right-hand side, to King. Williams provides the overlap. No one tracks him. Banks little back heel to King, who's pulled down the edge of the area. The referee gives the free kick in a decent shooting position, 3 or 4 yards away from the penalty box.
Yeah, again, Banks and King working well in tandem over on that right-hand side. And the referee spot on for that free kick. And Brackley, you're starting to feel the pressure again here. York City are lifting it again. They're turning the screw a little bit, and Brackley hanging on, it must be said.
Booking for complaining, says the gentleman behind us. But I'm not sure the complaints were that vehement. So the free kick is almost level with the right-hand side of the penalty area, 6 or 7 yards outside. The wall is 2 or 3 yards inside the box. City got 3 or 4 players over that. Hunt has been told to go away, and again they're going to leave themselves one-on-one at the back here. Hunt in the centre circle. King's over it, and so too is Boateng. Imagine this could be a shot here from Jeff King. King does take on the shot straight into the wall. Poor from Jeff King, and he apologises immediately, goes out of play for a York City throw-in.
Yeah, a bit snatchy at it,
Chest
isn't it?
high, wasn't it?
Yeah, Malachi just had one, and I think they all think they can get a goal today, which is, you probably would when you're out there and feeling the dominance. But keep basics, keep it right.
King with the throw-in to Banks, gets it back. King pulls it back to looking for Stones, but it's intercepted by Brackley. But they've given away possession again, halfway inside their own half, straight to Newby. Newby to the right-hand side. Fagan Walcott now to Boateng. Hunt. Brackley, everyone bar one man back behind the ball. Fagan Walcott. That's a nice ball forward for Pearce on the edge of the area. Holds it up back to goal. Pearce to Newby on this near side. Newby will dink across into the middle over the head of Stones. Going to come to Banks. Takes the shot. Good save by the goalkeeper. Corner kick York City.
Lovely play. Alex Newby superb out on this left hand side. He just dinked the ball. He eluded everyone but Ollie Banks at the back stick, and I think the keeper made a good. He's either defender or the keeper made a good stop.
Yeah, it's the keeper's legs, I think.
Yeah. Ollie Banks unlucky there.
Boateng. City sending a second man back now to try and stop any chance of a counter. Well, now Hunt leaves it, and Hunt can go short. And again, they haven't picked it up.
2 Brackley players have gone out there.
They have now, but they're a bit slow to do so, and City didn't take it. And now the referee wants a word here with one of the defenders. Goal elsewhere we'll tell you about in a second. Just didn't quite catch that. A goal for Oldham, lead Harrogate Town by a goal to 0 in good form. Oldham. Manager just signed a new deal as well. Boateng pulls it back to the edge of their box. Poor from Boateng. Banks couldn't get there. Now the break is on here for Brackley. Down the left-hand side with Pollock over halfway. Pollock needs a bit of help over there. Look how fast City get men back. And then City win it back through Williams. And now they can come forward. Hunt, superb from York City. To Banks on the right-hand side. Everyone now running back towards the Brackley goal. Still got it as Banks. Banks threads it through. King goes to go into the penalty area. Referee says no penalty. King puts his hands on his head. He can't believe the decision. Well, why is it not a yellow card if it's not a penalty? The Brackley man is saying that.
Yeah.
King is now walking away. Hard to tell. It's the far side of the penalty area and his body's in between us, Ian.
I couldn't tell from here. King was adamant, but King can do that. He can go down. I think they've all just accepted that decision, so that would tend to make you feel as if the referee's got it right.
King is standing there waiting for the challenge. The challenge, I think, does take King. He's nowhere near the ball. It's a silly challenge. I can see why it could have been given, but also why it wouldn't be given, because he's definitely playing for it as Jeff King. He makes no attempt to try and keep the ball in play. Pearce flicks on. Nottingham clears. Newby has to go back towards his own goal and give it back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mayle. City 2, Brackley Town 0. Across the right hand side of the area to Williams. King, infield to Hunt. Hunt to Johnson. Now to Fagan Walcott on the right hand side. Fagan Walcott back to Johnson. Fagan Walcott across now to Hunt. To the right hand side to Banks. Banks. Fagan Walcott on the right wing. Back once more to Banks. Over the top for King, who stayed on side. King can put a cross in to the area. Pearce gets his head onto it, and then it falls first time to Stones, and he can't get enough on it to beat Maxted.
Yeah, good football again by City. They're finding the gaps, David, now. Brackley look a bit tired of defending. They've had to defend most of this match, and there's gaps appearing all over the park now.
Sent forward. Fagan Walcott. Newby. Stones runs into Dean. Dean gives it in the centre of the park and then gets it back. Byrne. Back to his goalkeeper. Maxted clears. All the way through to Harrison Mayle. Mayle to Williams. Now Hunt. Run through the latest scores in the National League in a second. Still 2-2 between Rochdale and Tamworth. Johnson. The City changes are about to come. Gray and Ollie have been readied on this near side. That goes into touch, and now that will allow Stuart Maynard to make his first changes of this second half.
This is a luxury sub. He can bring on two outstanding attacking players here. He probably senses that Brackley are wilting a little bit, and the pressure will keep coming with Ollie and Gray running at them. My word, there's going to be no let up here. And it looks like Ollie Banks coming off to a round of applause, deservedly so as well. Been superb.
Yeah, so Banks is the first man to come off. People on their feet all around us.
Yeah, he's just a class above, isn't he, Ollie Banks? And this is about keeping him fresh now for the next game.
Another assist for him today.
Yeah.
So Banks comes off for Ollie, and Gray is coming on for Jeff King.
There you go. There's my team down the right hand side. Both King and Banks coming off at the same time. So over to Joe Gray and Greg Ollie.
In partnership with the Greenwich Hotel and Spa, Weatherby, second substitution for the Minster men. 20
Lowe gets ready then to take the throw in on halfway. Latest scores in the National League. Altrincham 1, Southend 0, Bournemouth 3, Gateshead 0, Braintree 2, Scunthorpe 2, Carlisle 2, Boston 2, Boston down to 10, Forest Green 2, Willesden 0, Hartlepool 1, Eastleigh 0, Rochdale 2, Tamworth 2, Sutton 0, Truro 2, Yeovil 3, Morecambe 1. And of course City are 2 up, and City now been given a free kick at the back. Just shows with Morecambe and Gateshead, both 2 and 3 down, how difficult it is once you've been down there for so long. You can get on a decent run, but you need to be more than just a decent run. You've got to keep it going.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, consistency. It's so key. At any level, in anything.
And that's Andy Wing you can hear shouting at his substitutes, bellowing because they're not warming up well enough down this corner. I think they're having a bit of a daydream and a chat, and he wasn't happy looking at the two subs down there.
Yeah. That would make you mad if you play.
It was Connor Hall's one of them who's just got a rollick in. Not sure the other one is a young lad. I can't see the number on his shirt with the bib that he's wearing, but Connor Hall's definitely one of the two that just got a rollicking there from his manager for the lack of enthusiasm with his warming up. And Boateng has been fouled.
Well.
Sorry?
Looks like he could do with a warm up.
Has a quiet word to Brown, the midfielder there. Does the referee? City take the free kick. Johnson to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott to Boateng. Back to Fagan Walcott. And he goes back to his goalkeeper. Mail in front of the small band of quiet, you would have to say, Brackley Town supporters. And the one York City fan who's in there with them. Harrison Mail to Johnson. Johnson to Fagan Walcott. Of course, it was the away game at Brackley that all the sponsors were York City supporters.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Persimmon, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, they bottled it, didn't they? Gave it the man of the match to a Brackley player.
They were given the green light as well.
They were given the green light to give it to a York City player, and they bottled it. Yeah, we don't name names, do we?
I wouldn't like to know names.
Free kick to York on the right hand side, on halfway. Back it goes to Johnson. It's a little bit of walking pace here, Ian. How do they up the ante a bit, City?
Well, they've had to work hard to get into this 2-0 lead. A lot of domination of the ball is a lot of work, and as tired as Brackley will be, City will be as well, because they've had a lot of the ball, running off the ball, working hard to keep it. It all takes up energy, but just got to keep banging on the door, I think.
Well, they've got to throw him by the corner flag, far side of the field, that Joe Gray has gone to take. Gray and Ollie, you would think, would be really trying the best to impress here. Stones flicks that back infield. Williams wins a header. And then Gray is losing out over that far side, and he's going to be penalised as well. Yeah, he is. Free kick to Brackley, who picks up the ball, runs 4 or 5 yards forward at the Jack Price to try and steal a few yards. The referee says no, you've got to take it back. It's a free kick, far side, just outside the penalty area, to the away team.
Apparently it's still cold across in that west stand. They haven't seen the sun, have they? They haven't seen the sun that has been beating down on our heads, David, and one of us looks a little bit redder than the other.
Yep.
Be an interesting night for you tonight, my friend. Hope you got some moisturiser.
Brackley come forward down the York City left. Boateng, he's tackled, he goes to ground, looking for the free kick. The referee shakes his head forward to the edge of the York City penalty area, and then Newby gives it back to Mail. Johnson left it for Mail. Mail this time is the one who's almost closed down, but that wasn't great from Johnson or from Greg Ollie.
No. And
Mail has to put it into touch for a throw-in by the corner flag. If anything comes of this, he'll be most displeased.
Yeah, because Harrison Mail, his success today is keeping a clean sheet, so he'll be absolutely furious if we don't protect him properly.
Not sure what Greg Ollie was doing with the back pass, to be honest.
Was it Newby? Was it Alex Newby?
Sorry, Newby, sorry.
Yeah.
Newby, yes, it was.
Yeah, it was a poor back pass.
Long throw into the box from Nottingham. Fagan Walcott heads it clear, and then Newby is able to clear it. Needed that interception from Brown, otherwise Stones would have a run on goal from inside his own half. This is going to be lumped in by Byrne. It is a deep one in the air by Williams, flicks it across the far side of the field. Now put into the box by Price. It's a deep one. It's going to be too deep. That is pretty poor, you have to say. Straight out for a goal kick. 2-0.
Yep. 2-0, and it's a really clear 2-0, isn't it? It's been pretty much one-way traffic York City controlled and dictated the tempo of play. Brackley are working hard. You applaud it to Brackley. They're working as hard as they can, but they're not getting near the ball, David.
Pearce tries to send it around the corner. It will eventually find Newby. Pearce gets it back, sends it forward. Stones appeals for offside by the away team, and the flag goes up. Don't play it. Josh Stones, you could get booked for kicking the ball away. The referee's going to have a word with him, but not get the yellow card out.
Yeah, only Pearce just trying to find Josh Stones. I think Stones just got a little bit ahead of himself there. The referee was right, he was offside.
It's Frankie Maguire who got sent off for Boston in that game, a straight red as well. So if it's violent conduct, that'll be a 3-game ban. 3 games, Tuesday, Saturday, Friday. That would take him out of the York City game if it is a 3-game ban, if it's violent conduct that Frankie Maguire has been sent off for there. Of course, they could appeal a straight red, but you don't often get them overturned. On this near side, they skinned the Newby there into the penalty area. A Brackley shot will come in from Byrne, and again, it was left-footed. He skewed it all the way across the face of goal and out for a goal kick 4 or 5 yards wide. But Newby again caught out at the back. Ian Dunn, you're pulling a funny face. You didn't like what you just seen.
I didn't really know. It just all looked too easy. And fair play to Brackley for getting in there, but I felt York City could defend that a bit better. And we're now getting to that point where we're demanding of our players, aren't we? Because they've set such high standards that nobody wants them to drop them.
Just past the halfway marker then of the second half. Still 2-0. Ollie Banks has had enough sitting on the bench. He's going down the tunnel. Gets a high five off his manager.
Yeah.
Sitting there in the sun. Someone else who don't have any sun cream on, maybe, Ian.
Yeah. Well, PPP. Be prepared.
Fagan Walcott. Newby. What's he done here?
Newby.
He's gone back and given it straight to Brackley, man. Oh, my. Alex Newby has had a horror 5 minutes.
Yeah, 3 times. He's, I don't know if that's complacency or just taking your eye off the.
He's been daydreaming for the last 5 minutes, Alex Newby.
He's been lucky. He hasn't been caught out. It could have been dangerous, particularly the first one.
Fagan Walcott back to Johnson, goes back to Harrison Mail. Connor Hall seems to have put on a few pounds since we last saw him here for Chorley.
Do you think?
Yes. I would say so, Ian.
Yeah.
Mail goes long down the centre of the field. Dean heads clear. That far side. Went forward by Price, picked up by City. Alex Hunt told to turn by the crowd around us, and he does. He comes over halfway, inside right. Gives it to Ollie. Ollie round the corner to Joe Gray. Gray. Ollie back to Gray. Nice play this down the right for City. Gray now comes across the face of the penalty area, and then he stops and goes back down the line, pulls it back to Ollie in the box. He'll shoot. Good block by Dean, who threw himself in front of the ball. And as far as Hunt, now to Ollie again in the box. Ollie takes the shot. 3-0! Lovely finish. One touch to control, and then Greg Ollie, goalkeeper, shouldn't really be beaten at his near post. He has drilled it under him from 12 yards. Into the back of the net it goes. York City have a 3rd goal. Greg Ollie has a 4th goal of the season. York City 3, Brackley Town 0.
Yeah, superb play from Alex Hunt in particular, finding the pass. When he could have had a shot himself, he's found Ollie with a crisp pass. And Ollie's touch and finish was absolutely... Oh, he's hit it like a rocket. Didn't leave the ground. Give the keeper no chance. Great finish.
And that's the time for the away team to make the double change. Connor Hall and Joe Andrews coming on.
If the game wasn't already over, David, it is now.
Well, Connor Hall's coming on for Scott Pollock, who is not being involved, the former Yeovil man. And Joe Andrews, he's on a 1-month loan from Peterborough. Andy Wing's first signing, actually, after he took over a couple of weeks back. He's coming on for Jack Price. You imagine they're just saving legs and saving bodies now for the challenges that lie ahead.
Yeah, I mean, suddenly the midweek game becomes absolute priority, doesn't it? This game's over for them. They need to start preparing for Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's taken a while to get this sub sorted. There we go.
Second substitution for Brackley Town, 27 Connor Hall, replacing number 7 Scott Pollock. Our 3rd
Johnson clears for York City. Byrne sends it across to the left-hand side to Roberts. Back it goes to Nottingham. Hannah's got in touch with Kieran and Florence and Robin listening on the train on their way down to London to go on holiday to Mauritius, Ian.
Mauritius?
That sounds alright, doesn't it?
That does sound nice, yeah.
Someone's got a few quid.
Where's Mauritius again? Is that north or south of the
I asked the questions. Oh, the Brackley man, Hall, there, has absolutely wiped out Newby, and he's very fortunate that his first action isn't to see a yellow card. The referee allows play to go on. Newby's done him a favour. Callum Howe is about to come on, and now Dan Batty 2 for York City. Ball over the top, looking for Ollie Pearce. Can Pearce get there? He can't. Centre back gets there first, Morrison. And now he's picked up by Brown in midfield. Dean back to his goalkeeper, who clears. Still 2-2 at the Crown Oil between Rochdale and Tamworth. Seem to be quite way behind in that game now for some reason as well. First time we're going to see Callum Howe in a month this. When he comes on, hasn't featured since the Halifax game exactly a month ago. And Pearce goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mayle.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to get minutes into players' legs. Maybe haven't played recently or haven't played enough recently.
Do you think players such as Joe Felix, the window closes on Thursday, is it a completely ridiculous suggestion when they've got so many options at the back, and Ryan Fallowfield's probably above him in the pecking order, even though he's not part of the squad today, that they could send him out a month on a month's loan? They'd have a 28-day recall, but once that 28 days is up, say they did have some sort of injury crisis at the end of the season, he would be match fit for a playoff campaign if it was needed.
It might make sense. I don't know how fit he is at the moment, but
Fagan Walcott skips past his man, and then he's tackled into the box. He throws it up to the ground, and the free kick's given. That's a soft one.
You could also say from York City's point of view, I mean, I think you're right. I think go and get some minutes and come back, be available.
You could go to someone as well who's going to play Rochdale.
Well, there's that as well, yeah. But I suppose from York's point of view, the player's here. If he's fit, he can play for us.
But he doesn't look like playing for City at the minute, does he? No. That's the thing. Fagan Walcott is going to come off here for Callum Howe.
Yeah, another good game. He's just... We talk about levels, David.
Levels, Ian.
Levels. Fagan Walcott is at the high end of those. And here on Boateng coming up as well.
That's it for Boateng.
Yeah.
So, 2 straight swaps. Who's going to go on the left-hand side here? And is Ollie Pearce coming off? No, he's just swapping the captain's armband, giving it straight across to Callum Howe, which is a nice touch.
Number 5, Callum Howe, replacing number 4, Malachi Fagan Walcott.
Zach Johnson has been told to come across the left-hand side. Callum Howe is going to be in the centre, and Morgan Williams will be on the right-hand side. Carlisle 3, Boston United 2. Morecambe have got on back at Yeovil, 3-2 in that game.
City's fans still getting behind the team, even at 3-0 up here. They know how important they are.
Yeah, they want to see a fourth.
Yeah.
Batty. Back to Howe. Howe to Mayle. Mayle. Back to Batty. A bit of a press going on here from Brackley. It's more we've seen.
They've opened up.
Yeah, maybe they think they've got a better chance against Callum Howe. I'm not sure. But that's the first time they've actually pressed City and they've had it at the back all game. That I can remember. Hunt comes forward over halfway. Gives it to Williams on the right side. Williams just skipped past his man as if he's not even there. Ollie then comes in field, but he won't keep that in play. Joe Gray, isn't it, over there? It is. And it goes behind for a goal kick. 3-0. BBC Radio York, BBC Radio Oxford.
Very 3-0.
Very 3-0, yes. It is very 3-0, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine their players out there. Let's get back on the bus and prepare for what is now a big match in midweek.
Yeah, thanks to Gateshead, Brackley are going to stay out of the bottom 4 this afternoon. They'll be just above the dotted line on goal difference only. They're 11 goals better off. 11 goals as it stands anyway. Better off. And in midweek, they're at home to Braintree Town, a huge game. It could spell disaster if one of those two sides loses. Hall flicks it on. City lose out in the middle of the park. Byrne chips it forward. Hall is offside. And the fact he's then just let the ball run away from anyone to waste a few seconds shows where Connor Hall's mind is at.
It's on the bus, isn't it?
Well, he wasn't here then, was it?
No. It's almost, I know it sounds daft at 3-0, it's almost damage limitation. Don't lose a 4th and 5th.
Howe to Mail, across to Williams. Harrison Mail will not have had a quieter afternoon all season.
Has he actually had a save to make?
Nothing whatsoever. I don't even think he's had a cross to take.
No. Yeah, he's probably touched the ball with his feet more than his hands.
He gets another chance to touch it with his feet now. It's the haves against the have-nots this afternoon.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Brutal world of football.
Goes back once more to Harrison Mail. Mail. Gives it to Howe. Across to Johnson. Johnson back in field to Pearce. Pearce goes back to his goalkeeper, Mail. Oh. Hall did try and close him down. He just laid it off to Pearce, and Pearce just flicks it across the right-hand side of the penalty area to Williams. Williams into midfield to Hunt. This will be a nice goal if this comes to win. Pearce is now back up front. Hunt still got it, running through the centre circle. Gives it to Johnson, who's joining in with the play. Newby comes in off the left-hand side. Newby's still got it. Square ball to Batty. He's encouraged to shoot, as he always will be from now on. To the right-hand side to Gray. Gray to Ollie. Ollie back to Batty. Gets it back, does Greg Ollie. He'll be looking forward to facing his former side in midweek. Batty. Ollie. On the right-hand side, he'll come in field. He's got his goal. Could have had a goal last week, of course. So unselfish to square it to Stones. Gray comes in off the far side into the penalty area, and then he gets that wrong. Too much on it as he tries to lift it forward. Goes behind for a goal kick. It stays 3-0. BBC Radio York, BBC Radio Oxford on this Saturday afternoon.
There'll be a few making their way up to Gateshead, I'd imagine, David, on Tuesday. Looking
goal
forward
kick.
to that.
Maxted is another one who's doesn't think his side have got a chance of getting back into this game, because look at the time he's taken over this goal kick.
He does not want to let another goal in, does he?
Flicked on by Lowe, played back to his goalkeeper by Callum Howe. Mail lays it off to Williams. 10 minutes plus injury time to go. Can City get a fourth? Can they get that South Stand singing once more? Oh, Batty's got that wrong. It bobbled up there. Rare bobble on the LNR Stadium, Community Stadium pitch. And he puts it into touch. Throw in taken. Nottingham into midfield. Brackley man turns. Comes across this near side to Lowe. Lowe. Back to Morrison. Dean. Across to Nottingham. Nottingham with a long ball forward. He's overhit that, surely.
Kicked it out of the ground.
He has. He actually hits the corner flag and goes behind for a goal kick. Fagan Walcott comes back from the dressing room. City playing out from the back. No one closing down Callum Howe. He can give it to Zach Johnson on this near side. Johnson, ball forward, looking for Stones. Dean gets there, controls on his chest. His mate had gone missing though on this right hand side, so he has to go back and then send it down the line, does Morrison. Pearce. Morgan Williams to Hunt. Oh, he let it go, and it's just about found Josh Stones. Stones then to the right hand side to Ollie. Ollie, edge of the penalty area, couldn't get the ball out of his feet, and Byrne wins it back. Stones then wins it. Pearce back to Stones, looking for hat-trick in the penalty area. Stones skips past the first man, he's forced out wide, and then he's crowded out of it, and the yellow shirts will pick up possession. On this near side with Lowe. Lowe taking on Newby, getting oh, Newby's just stopped. Newby's just literally just let him run. What happened there? You can't do that, Alex Newby. He's still got it, and then Lowe falls over the ball. Again, Newby's got to be so... he's got to be grateful there. He's fell over that. He literally just let his man run.
Yeah, I have words. I'm not sure. unless it was a total misunderstanding of where the ball was. I have no idea what was going through.
It was almost as if he's like pulled up with an injury. He just literally stopped and just off you go, mate. I can't be bothered tracking you. It was bizarre. Or his manager or someone who was right in front of him said something. He just couldn't do two things at once. So he stopped to listen to what was being said to him. Centre of the field, Byrne, 3-0, City lead, 8 minutes to go. Left-hand side, Andrews comes forward, and then he puts the brakes on, goes back to Byrne. Byrne goes back to Dean. City, it is now, got everyone back behind the ball. Looking after the clean sheet. Low. And then Morrison puts that into touch for a York City throw-in on this near side. More changes coming for the away team. Another double change. Who we got coming on here? We've got Zach Lilly and Ricardo Calder. So two left-sided players. Calder, I imagine, will slip in at the back. Calder's coming on for Low. Yeah, so will he stay on? He's gone to the left-hand side, so someone's going to have to come across onto this near side. Is he coming on for Low? No, he's not.
7 minutes ago, you'd imagine these lads coming on, probably.
Well, Lily's
not relishing it.
Lily's coming on for Nottingham. He's had a... Did he get the right numbers there, then, official?
I'm not sure.
He's completely confused me, but anyway, Nottingham's come off and somebody else came off. Robert Havercroft, step up. Here we go.
Substitution for Brackley Town, number 3, Ricardo Calder replacing number 10, Morgan Roberts.
It was Roberts that went off.
Substitution for Brackley Town, number 19, Zach Lilly, replacing 12, Michael Nottingham.
Callum Howe has it for City at the back. Maybe not the game for him to impress after coming on, Callum Howe.
No, he's not much to do, really. Mind you, he's probably touched the ball.
He's touched it quite a lot of times.
More than Ben Wasco.
Johnson across to Mail. Having their own little game at the back here, York City. Mail slowly.
Yeah, the game's done.
Snail's pace brings it out of his penalty area and then gives it to Williams. Williams back to Hunt. Scarborough now lead by 2-1 against Leamington. Bottom of the table, Leamington. Going down, Leamington. Zach Johnson on the left. He can come forward. Decides against giving it to Newby and comes in field and gives it to Hunt instead. Hunt to the edge of the penalty area and he's taken down off the ball. There is Hunt as he tries to find Stones. There'll be a free kick to York. Possibly just a little bit too far out for the shot on goal. Although this is, what was he called? Territory. The Notts County player who came here. It's terrible. Quevin Castro territory.
Castro territory. Someone hit one from around here, I think.
6-5-4-0.
How many?
103, but if that's 103, Ian. Well, it's 102 actually, because the York City fan in there, but at least one. That's not 103.
No.
Is it half of that?
Unless they're in this stand.
Is it half? Seriously, is it half of 103? Is it 50?
I can count. I could count that. I'll tell you, it's nowhere near.
Yeah, very bizarre.
I reckon there's about...
And there's a load of kids in there as well, if you see. They're all in a football top. It's not Brackley Town football. It looks like it's black and white stripes, actually, from what we can see from here.
Yeah, there's about 60 tops.
I do as well.
And I'm counting the first aid team in the corner at that.
City have a free kick then. This is about 35 yards from goal. Just left of centre. Hunt's over it. So too is Newby. I imagine it'll be lofted into the box. Newby leaves it. Hunt plays it round the corner to Pearce. What's the referee given here? Oh, he said there was a block in the penalty area as a Brackley man goes to ground. It was that one where they try and slide it down the side of the wall.
Yeah.
The referee spots the block in, and it's a free kick to the away team.
Yeah, this has been as routine as it possibly could have been. I think everyone expected York City to win this afternoon.
Still 2-2 at Rochdale as well.
Is it? Wow. keep chipping away at them.
Goalkeeper clears. There's a Brackley man rolling around on the floor here. It's Connor Hall. The referee penalises Zach Johnson. And they'll have a free kick. Elliot Wheeler. Have we mentioned his name since he came on?
Who?
I don't think we have we? Like Wadsker before him. You were a former striker. It must be soul destroying when you're not seeing the ball for whole games.
Yeah, if you're just running around trying to close the opposition down and then no realistic chance of getting the ball into your feet.
Brown into the York City penalty area. York City head gets the first contact, and it's nodded across to Hunt on this near side, and he skips past his man. Hunt holds it up, plays it infield to Gray. Gray goes back to Hunt, round the corner he goes, up towards Dean, who's won quite a lot in the air, virtually everything in the air against Josh Stones this afternoon, apart from, of course, the opening goal. Down the left-hand side, Calder comes forward. Gets across into the box, flicks off the head of Hall. That's their first attempt at goal, Ian. Write it down in the 89th minute. Connor Hall, a header from virtually on the penalty spot, and it's 2 or 3 yards wide of goal.
Can we class that as goal?
Well, it was an attempt.
Yeah, I suppose. Off target.
Rochdale are leading.
Oh, doesn't change much, does it?
3 goals to 2. Henderson, the 41-year-old, with the third goal for the home team. Johnson to Pearce. City 3 up though. Hunt to Batty in the centre. Batty gives it to Ollie. Ollie to the right hand side to Gray. Gray will come in off that right wing. Across the face of the penalty into Greg Ollie. Little back heel back to Gray. Gray takes on the shot, deflects, and it goes wide of goal for a York City corner kick.
A lovely approach play from Gray and Greg Ollie there, linking up inside the 18-yard box. Good football from City. There might be one more goal in this. Might be another chance in it, at least.
Hunt wanders across to take this corner kick. Newby's available if they want to go short. They've got a 2-on-1 again. Brackley have been happy for this all afternoon. To have the extra man. Calder's come across to try and keep Newby out of it. Hunt decides to put it into the box. Maxted gets a good fist, a good punch away. And it'll be a York City throw in far side of the ground, which Ollie will take. To Batty. Back to Greg Ollie it goes. Ollie cross into the box on the stretch. Dean deals with it, gives it to Calder. Calder under pressure from Stones, and he's running behind for a corner kick. He was looking for the free kick there. Was Calder right in front of the ref? They normally give him, but he was clearly trying to make something of that wasn't there. And it's a York City corner. Third corner of this second half, and 9th corner of the game.
In association with RM English Estate Agents, the fourth official has indicated a minimum of 4 minutes added time.
4 minutes additional. Just into it.
They'll be happy with that. So
Hunt drills in the corner into the middle. Callum Howe flicks it on. It comes across to Stones. He'll drill it back across the face of goal to the edge area. Now to Newby. His shot is blocked. Back it goes to Batty. He's encouraged to shoot. He sends it to the right hand side instead to Hunt. Hunt to Newby. 30 yards from goal, centre of the field, everyone in the penalty area. Newby shifts it onto his left foot, now to the left hand side. Stones swings it in, well headed clear by, I think that's Morrison back there. Dean gets his head to it. Stones will keep it in play on this left wing. He'll run at Dean to the byline. He goes, now he holds it up and lays it back to Newby. First time ball in. Oh, poor from Newby. Oh, skewed clearance from Morrison. Dean gets his head to it, and the yellow shirts can come forward down that left hand side. Calder over halfway. He's got Hall in front of him. Calder puts the ball into the box. Johnson deals with it though. Into touch, far side it goes. Brackley throw 10 yards away from the corner flag. We've played one of the additional 4. Here's the man of the match. Brackley man's gone down off the ball at the back.
Dutch Bar Orchard Vodka, York City man of the match, number 9, Josh Stone.
That's a surprise. He gets a round of applause by a number of his teammates, does Josh Stone. See Alex Hunt applauding that decision, so too is Joe Gray and Greg Ollie. Morrison is now up on his feet, didn't need treatment. Long throw about to come into that York City box. They try and keep the clean sheet. Zach Lilly's got it in his hands. The referee tells him to get on with it. Still doesn't want to take it. In he comes eventually from Lilly. Flicked on. Oh, in the middle of the goal. Shot comes in. It's blocked on the 6-yard box. Again, I think it was it Connor Hall who got that shot away. And now Hunt can come forward down this right-hand side. Does really well to keep hold of it. Gives it to Newby. Newby comes infield. Needs to lay it off. And he will do to the far side eventually. I think he's still got it, Alex Newby. He does eventually give it to Joe Gray. Batty's run forward here beyond him. Gray into the penalty area. And then a little back heel for Newby, right-hand side. Newby takes on the shot. Maxted gets 2 hands to it, and is it going to be palmed in? Stones! The hat-trick! Is it Pierce? It's Pierce with a little back heel. He got his goal eventually, did Ollie Pierce. There was a decent save in there from Maxted. Then they just couldn't clear their lines. And how many times is he the man in the right place? Ollie Pierce, the ball fell to him, and a little cheeky back heel from 3 or 4 yards out. He gets his goal, his 30th league goal of the season. York City's 4th goal of the afternoon. York City 4, Brackley Town 0.
Yeah, just that's where Ollie Pierce comes alive. That ball, he didn't really have much of a right to get that into the back of the net, but I think he back-heeled it in. It's unbelievable finish, but great intricate play inside their 18-yard box from York City. Again, I think Greg Ollie was centred to it. Joe Gray, the keeper, made a save in there somewhere, but Ollie Pierce, absolutely brilliant finish.
Andy Wing's got a smile on his face down there. I think he's had a bit of a laugh and a joke with his assistant.
He's happy it's just 4, I think. It's, yeah, City just simply too good, David.
Yeah, he's standing there with his hands in his pockets. Nothing he could do, nothing his side have been able to do about York City this afternoon. Thing is, I don't think City have got out of first gear here.
I don't think they have. I think it's been one of those games where from the outset it was just too easy for City. I hate saying that in a game of football, but that's what it's been. They've just been too good.
Calder at the back. We've played the additional 4 minutes. Should be another good minute there, I would have thought, for the Morrison when he went down on the goal celebrations. Calder, he's shown a bit something in this last couple of minutes since coming on. He keeps it in play by that corner flag, beats the first York City tackle, then lays it off. Now cross comes into the box, and Callum Howe has to defend that. Shot then comes in, and it's over the bar from Byrne. The referee says, that'll do. I've had enough. You've all had enough. York City 4, Brackley Town 0. Josh Jones with a double in the first half. Greg Ollie and Ollie Pierce in the second. As easy as you like at this stage of the season, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for a better game at this stage of the season, to be honest, David. It was one-way traffic from first moment to the last. City simply too good for this Brackley side, and that's being kind. It's just unfortunate for Brackley. Too much, too big an ask for them. York were bang on form, and I think you said it, David. I'm not sure they had to get out of first, second gear to get those 4 goals.
I was just getting an instruction, mate. I couldn't hear because the noise around me. Apologies back in the studio. The only one negative you have to say is probably Mark Kitchen's injury.
We just got to hope it's not serious. It's something that he's come off in, quick enough to recover and get the right treatment from. But other than that, for every York City player out there, all the fans, this has been a cracking afternoon.
Couldn't really argue with Josh Jones, man of the match. 2 goals.
I was going to suggest, 2 goals, always going to get it, but Alex Hunt was superb again. But it's hard. 1 to 11. No, maybe not Harrison, because he didn't need to touch the ball today, but the whole team played the part. They were just too good. And Josh Jones scoring the goals, he was always going to get man of the match.
Rochdale are still leading against Tamworth, still playing 3 goals to 2 in that one. But let's be honest, I think everyone expected both sides to win today. Today wasn't going to be the deciding factor of what happens in this National League title race. It's still going to be in both sides' hands.
It is, yeah, and we've done what we've had to do today, and that's get the 3 points with some style as well. So, everyone's going to go home happy this evening, but it doesn't change anything really for the rest of this season. City know what they've got to do to win this league, and if they keep playing like this, you wouldn't back against them going all the way. You really wouldn't.
Tuesday night, be a different kettle of fish, you would have thought. I know Gateshead have lost today, but they've been in decent form, haven't they? I'm just trying to remember where Rochdale go on Tuesday. They play Wednesday, don't they? So they play the night after, so City can actually put a bit more pressure on them.
Yeah, it's a good place to be.
At Scunthorpe as well, which won't be easy.
That's another tough one for Rochdale. Yeah, I mean, City go to Gateshead. We've got to remember, no game's easy. No one's going to roll over for you. But this York City side, when it plays, and when it does, it's too good for the opposition. And if they can keep doing that between now and the end of the season, they'll just be too good for the opposition. And that's the mindset they've got to do. It's a mindset of champions. They know what they've got to do to win this league, David. And they've got all the ingredients.
They certainly do. They're now celebrating with their supporters away in front of the south stand, away to our left-hand side. Another thoroughly professional performance, another relatively easy afternoon for Stuart Maynard and his side. They've beaten Brackley Town here at the LNER Community Stadium by 4-0.
Because of you, good things happen. Because of you, North Yorkshire is a better place.
It makes such a big difference.
You inspire, you encourage, you lift others up.
And I wanted to do something that would help.
You and people just like you are the spark that makes a difference.
To nominate a local hero for a Make a Difference award, go to bbc.co.uk/make a difference, where you'll find a list of categories, full terms and our privacy notice. Nominations close on the 31st of March at 5 p.m.
Make a difference. We can make a difference.
BBC Radio York.
Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
So, full time at the LNER Community Stadium, where it's finished York City 4, Brackley Town 0. 4 goals and 3 more valuable points for the Minster men. A brace for striker Josh Stones, 1 for Greg Ollie and 1 for Ollie Pearce. Elsewhere, full time at the York Co-op Community Stadium, Scarborough Athletic behind at the break away at Leamington. But how did it finish? James Fletcher.
They finished in the right manner for Scarborough Athletic, because at half-time it was 1-0. At full-time, they've won by 2-1. We said in the build-up to this game, the first 10 minutes would be a real telltale of how the game might pan out. Frank Tatham scoring after Scarborough feel they should have had a penalty when Stephen Walker was brought down. There was plenty of chances at either end, both midfields emptying, and it created for a really open, expansive game. At half-time, Richie Bennett was stripped ready to come on, and he made an impact. Big impact of a 54th minute equaliser and an 88th minute winner. Lots of chances for Scarborough Athletic. They could have won it in much more comfortable fashion. They certainly won't mind, however. They celebrated like mad at full time. Very relieved, I imagine, because at full time they've won by 2-1.
Thank you, James Fletcher at the York Co-op Community Stadium. Full time also at Boundary Park. Harrogate Town huffed and puffed, ultimately beaten by Oldham. Tim Steer.
Yeah, full-time score is Oldham Athletic 1, Harrogate Town 0, in a game where Harrogate Town can bemoan at chances that they have missed. The best for Tom Hill in the first half. Picked up the ball by displacing the defender, ran into the right side of the box. His low shot across the keeper, had the keeper beaten, but it hits the base of the post and ricochets away. Not too many other chances in the first half, but then second half, Oldham made a change at half-time, made 3 more changes just 5 minutes into the second half, really going for it, the home side, and in the end it was from a set piece that they got their goal, Oldham Athletic. It was a free kick towards the left side of the box. The first header was won by Fondop, the second header was won by Munthe, and then it fell to substitute Jake Leake on the hour mark inside the 6-yard box, who just had to nod it home with his head past Henry Gray. Manager Simon Weaver then rang the changes himself, changing his front 4 with Emil Aqua, Emerson Sutton, Stephen Duke McKenna and Toby Brennan all coming on. Then Lewis Cass coming on as well in search of an equaliser, which would have been huge for them today considering the results elsewhere. But chance for Lewis Cass, right side of the box, his shot well blocked by the keeper. Emil Aqua also having an effort inside the 6-yard area, a shot again well stopped by the Oldham stopper Matthew Hudson. So in the end, as you rightly say, Pete, huff and puff, but Harrogate Town couldn't find that elusive goal, and once again it's chances missed for Harrogate Town this afternoon, with everybody else in that bottom 4 losing today. So with that in mind, no harm done. Full-time score, Oldham Athletic 1, Harrogate Town 0.
Thank you very much, Tim Steer. Yeah, as Tim mentioned, their defeat for all the sides this evening in the bottom 4. So no ground lost, but an opportunity missed.